Hello, everybody, and welcome to Within the Jungle's Veins. This is a D&D campaign about 3 heroes from a divided jungle valley brought together by a prophecy foretelling the end of their world. Who decides one's fate? You or the gods. I am Ananda Montgomery. I will be mastering your dungeons today. I just wanted to have a quick little disclaimer. This D&D campaign is very loosely based on ancient Maya mythology. I studied a lot of ancient Maya culture and mythology in college, but I am not an expert. And this campaign is not accurate. The Maya people still exist. It's rough that I have to say that, but they do still exist. If you're interested in learning about them and what they are and were actually like, I would highly recommend reading materials like The Maya by Michael D. Coe and Stephen Houston, I believe. I have the 10th edition, and it's great. I hope you enjoy. The audio quality is a little bit rough sometimes, but this is just a show for fun. We're not, like, professionals or anything. So, I hope you enjoy the D&D campaign.
The Dinkledonks.
The doodaloos.
Oh.
Alright, what happened last time?
We're all going to meetings.
We're all introduced.
Yes, everybody introduced themselves,
Yeah.
and they're all going to meetings. I've trapped them here in meeting hell.
Oops, all meetings.
Oops, all meetings. Everybody, welcome to Within the Jungle's Veins with your arrogant dungeon master, Ananda.
I'll be your arrogant dungeon master this evening.
Alright, are we ready to just jump in?
I think so.
Yeah, last time we met, can't remember any of your names.
Sen, Scales,
Last time we met Sen from Scarp, the cliff people, caught in the middle of a weird war thing between Monteca in the mountains and Pantheris of the outer jungle. We met Scales of Monteca, who's just a good boy about to get his dragon. And his mom's having a hard time. His mom, who's actually cool.
Yeah.
Who saw that coming.
My character doesn't know, but really wants to meet his mom.
And we met Crew, who's having religious doubts. And he's the only one in Canopria, which is like the center, the deep jungle.
but definitely not a cult.
But definitely not a cult people.
I don't know if I'd define it so much as doubts as he feels like there's more out there.
Okay.
He doesn't doubt, like, you know, the jungle is, you know, his deity, kind of. Like, it's the religion. Well, it's not just mine. It's like the entire, like, of Canopria are all. See that look on your face.
Are you looking for another word for him to use, then? Are you seeking something besides deity?
We found out some things about... what's your name again? Crew. We found out some things about Crew's
Spellcasting ability.
spellcasting, or Crew's highest stat last night after we stopped recording.
To be fair, my highest stat has nothing to do with spellcasting, period. But yeah, he, like, again, everybody in Canopria, really everybody in the jungle, kind of...
Oh, in Metropolis.
Yes.
In Metropolis. That's the main city of Canopria.
Worships the jungle, but and Crew does as well. He just feels like there's more to it. The jungle is not all there is.
Nice. Okay. So we're gonna jump back to Scarp. By now, it's twilight.
Yay, Twilight!
Nighttime is approaching.
I thought the meeting was
No! It's noon! Of course it's noon, because that's what I said the meeting was!
The meeting's running late.
That was just a test to see if you were paying attention.
I was.
But the tunnels are dark. As...
The jungles? The tunnels would make you think it's twilight.
The tunnels would make you believe that it's twilight, but it's not. It's noon.
Excellent.
As Sen makes her way into, what did I say? the Western Deep Tunnels or some shit. Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Seems right.
Or some shit included.
Yeah, that's what Safkana described them as.
Word for word verbatim.
Yep. These tunnels are built pretty deep into the cliffs here. You don't hear any noise from the outside world. These are tunnels that, you've been working on for a long time. These are way past all of the, what's the word? Not civilian. Like housing areas.
Residential.
Yeah, residential. This is far past any of the residential areas, although you did have to walk through some of those to get here. Scarp is made up of a very complex system inside these cliffs. It's actually quite huge on the inside.
Shh.
This is for your knowledge.
There's lots of elevators and pulley systems that move you throughout the tunnels.
That's really cool.
But you... Shushing the DM. I'm rattled.
There's no, it's outsiders aren't supposed to know about these.
It's
I'm not here. I don't know.
They're not here.
We don't know.
You've sensed them, though. And yeah, you are approaching these western deep tunnels. They're lit by torches. Did I already say that? There are some guards here. They're not like fighter guards, though. They're like rogue and ranger types still. And they let you in. They don't cause a fuss as you come walking up. You probably recognize most of them, if not all of them. And they're like, Zen, how you doing?
Son's name's on the list too, right?
Yes.
I do a little 2-finger flicking salute because apparently that's my
I'm into that.
it's my
as a
thing now. So
I like it a lot.
I'm like, sup, guys?
The tunnels
Tunnels.
the tunnels in this area all converge on a large, hollowed out room. It doesn't have doors, but it has like curtains that go across all the tunnels for a sense of privacy. As you enter, do you do anything before you enter? Or are you just walking in?
I kind of stand up a little straighter and
Make yourself presentable.
make myself, I lick my fur a little.
Give yourself a full tongue bath.
just
before
a
I
little,
In the
just
doorway.
a tiny touch up. And I straighten my, cloak collar and all that.
Nice.
Now I'm ready.
You swagger into this room. Maybe we'll have you roll a charisma check in a second. You swagger into this room. As you enter, you see that there is a big round table in the center. There is a light spell, like a couple light spells that are lit up right above the table over the ceiling. It kind of looks like a chandelier made out of these balls of light.
Nice.
I can't even say balls. There are a lot more people in this room than you were originally expecting. You see all of the council members are here, which are made up of a Aarakocra macaw, a big bluebird guy named Trill August. There's a gnome named Enzabel. There's Safkana.
She on the council?
She's on the council.
Nice.
And there's a dwarf named Carvia Boulder Pass.
I wonder what her hobbies include.
And the whole council is here. They're gathered around the table. You also see that there are some more rogues in this room, though, including Left-Handed Hummingbird is here. And he looks surprised to see you. He goes, when he spots you.
He doesn't do a big meow.
They're like, shut up, bird! He is standing next to a tiefling artificer who you know his name is Harkin. He and Berg Berg, come on!
Him and Burger.
He and Bird hang out sometimes. You're pretty sure Bird has a big old crush on him. But he's being very cool right now. In his bird way. As you enter, you notice Safkana looks quite relieved. And she, like, gives... She gives the dwarf woman, Carvia, a nudge with her elbow. And she says, "See, I told you she would come." And Carvia is like, "I didn't say she wouldn't."
I'm just a scripted cutscene.
I'm just a scripted cutscene. But Safkana waves you in, beckons you. And she says, "Sen, welcome."
And I say, "Sup." Which I absolutely do on purpose because I know it sort of makes her eye twitch.
And you see it now.
Especially in such a, formal setting.
Yeah, she definitely, like, she knows you're teasing her, but it still eats at something in her soul, and you can see it.
Yeah.
She, like, drums her fingers across the table a little bit hard, and she's like, "Okay, now that we're all here, I guess we can get this meeting started."
Oh, are you the last to arrive?
Of course. Just
The
happens to
cutscene
be.
is time.
That's true.
She was getting herself presentable for a while.
As you take your place in here, do you go stand by Bird? If you don't, he's gonna shuffle over to you anyway. But,
I assume we kind of both shuffle towards each other until we're...
In the middle.
Yeah.
Harkin watches you guys do this and has a little chuckle, a quiet chuckle, but you see it. And Bird whispers into your ear. He's like, "I didn't know you were invited to this.
I didn't know you were invited to this.
I can't believe you didn't tell me."
Can't believe you didn't tell me.
Wasn't Bird literally there? Was Safkana?
No, he had gone
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah,
The
he
other
was
two
like-
had gone ahead.
Okay.
They weren't there when they
It's
talked to
like,
me.
I didn't know. It was literally like 2 feet away.
He says, "Well, you got me there. It seems we both didn't tell each other." He says, "Do you know what this is about?"
No idea. She might have told me something, but I don't remember.
What's his name? Trilligust. Says, "If everyone will,
Sorry. Ananda.
if everyone will just quiet down, we'll get started, and you'll find out exactly why you're here."
His voice is very trill.
What?
You say it's trill, right?
Is that what a trill sounds like?
That's what I'm saying. It's very...
I mean, you don't sound like a crew.
Maybe I do.
It's just his name, man.
Hashtag not all birds.
Hashtag not all birds. All right, he says, "If everyone will just quiet down, we'll get started and tell you exactly why you're here." And the gnome says, "Wow, you got annoying all of a sudden." And he says, "Some of you here were."
Stares directly into your soul.
Some of you here we've spoken to before, and you know the plan. But some of you here, and he looks at you, you and Bird, just that general direction. And he says, "Some of you have been recently chosen for your skills that you have shown. Not in battle, but like on your
Well, out on patrol.
yeah, while out on patrol. He reaches under the table where there's apparently a shelf, and he pulls out a map of the Tosca Valley.
Take a minute.
Does it look like this?
It's not turning on. Does it look like a black screen?
It does. It looks exactly like a black screen. But he pulls out a map. And it is a map of the Tosca Valley. And you can see this map is a little bit different to your guys' that I have drawn for you. This map that he pulls out has more details on Scarp. Like Scarp is more, not the center, but it's like bigger on that map that he has. On the map that he has. Did I mention that he has a map? Jesus.
Check on that.
Please take this map. There's so many layers. Okay.
I'm not looking at your layers, okay? It's all right. You can chill. I'm not going to look at your layers.
Your layers.
No illicit layer peeking.
No peeping on the layers. On this map, you can also see that there are routes drawn without Christ.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I can't speak. On this map, there are routes drawn throughout the jungle.
R-O-U-T.
Yes,
Yeah.
routes. Routes.
Root is fine, but we're also talking about jungle, so it's
I
like,
know.
you know.
You can see that some of them are familiar to you. They appear to be the different routes that you take for like finding food, and you guys take a certain path to get to the waterfall.
Okay.
And get some clean water. And also some spots in the jungle where you collect rainwater through the trees. Okay. Some hunting areas. All of those are marked on this map. But you also see
Is there no big river here?
It is, but it's like running through the jungle.
Okay. It's fine.
I should put a little mark of like where it is, but you also see a bunch of markings and paths that you don't recognize. And some of them, a lot of them, are in Pantheris. There are some places that are circled in red ink. There are some pathways, like marked to and from these circled areas. You're not sure what these different things mean, but this map has quite a few of them. And
none of them are in a familiar place.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what you're asking about. And he gestures to you and Bird specifically. And he says, "You two," what was his voice? "You two have proven yourselves many times by now for your skills, both stealth as well as your exceptional skill for battle. I heard from Wilkes." Wilkes is also here. Wilkes waves from the corner. "I heard from Wilkes of how you sent a panther into the Shadow Realm. Vanished straight off the planet. That's some scary shit.
Just the Feywild.
And that kind of skill will be very useful for our next mission." And he kind of gestures to Safkana. And she says, "Everybody here is aware of the situation with Monteca and Pantheris. I don't have to, as you know, this conversation."
As you may have heard.
As you may have heard. She says, over the years, it's their hostility towards each other has gotten worse and worse. And repeatedly, innocent Scarpish people are dragged in the middle of it. To the point where our patrols into the jungle, which is huge and not owned by Pantheris, but whatever, to the point where our patrols are being hunted down by Pantherans. We don't go into the mountains very much, but if we did, I'm sure Monteca would be the same. And it's about time that changed. We have been working on a plan for a long time now to try to find a way for Scarp to gain the upper hand, to establish itself as not a threat, but a power, a group to be respected. Because the cliffs can only house so many of us, and we are rapidly running out of room. And you know that that's true. There's places in the tunnels that you live in where you can kind of hear the stone creaking.
It's
bad. It's not good. You're running out of places to dig. The structural integrity is beginning to come into question. So you know what she's talking about. And she says, so we, with the help of our spies, have come up with a plan. And then she gestures to Carvia, the dwarf, who's got a big like war hammer strapped to her back. And she says, the leaders of, I almost said Scarp, the leaders of Pantheris and Monteca. It is rumored that they might be having a meeting. Now, we haven't gotten any confirmation on whether or not that's happening yet, but when we do, and if that confirmation is yes, then our plan is... Why are you smiling at me?
I think it's fine. Go on.
Then our plan is to send our finest fighters, our finest rogues, and our finest artificers to meet them at their meeting place. And she pauses, is like thinking for a second. And Safkana says, I'd rather we not jump around it. We're going to kill them. And a shocked ripple goes through the room of the people that didn't know. Obviously, some people here already did. Bird did not. And he's like, what? How can this be? And she says, Pantheris is very large. But their greatest leader, the eldest Tuca, often travels throughout the jungle in order to make sure that it stays unified. So without him, the jungle may fall into some chaos. And when that happens, Scarp may be able to take some territory, let's call it, in the jungle for ourselves. And while they're still scrambling for a new leader, or whatever it is they do over there, we'll have established ourselves, and our numbers will hopefully intimidate them from trying to mess with us until we can get some more fighters trained. And of course, if we're going to attack Pantheris like this, we don't want Monteca jumping in and just taking over the jungle. So we're going to deal with her, the General Dracus, at the same time. And there's another ripple of like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Through the room. And
Sen leans over to Bird and is like, I don't think this makes sense at all.
Bird,
Like quietly.
Okay.
I assume this is really like my first time at a council meeting, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So it's not like. Anyway, yeah.
It's probably one of Bird's too, as far as you know, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Do you think are we here to be the assassins? Are we doing the assassinating?"
And Ted's like, like big shrug, like.
Saf Kano looks around the room.
Like, are there, like, who else is here? Like, how many people does it look like? I know she nodded at us.
There is probably about a dozen other people in here besides the counselors.
It's not many.
Not many. Safkana lets the room sit with that for a minute. And then she says, "I know this is not our usual way of doing things. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask." Do you have a question? If you need to think, I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I'll...
Harkin, the tiefling, raises his hand, and he says, "How exactly are we supposed to do that? The whole killing thing. We're not. I know we have some fighters. We have a really good fighter here, but I mean, against the eldest of the Pantherans and the General Drakus, who's like super famous for being really good at fighting and shit. How exactly are we supposed to?" And Safkana says, "Yes, in one-on-one combat, there's no way that we would succeed, which is why we're going to use our strengths. We're going to use stealth. We're going to use speed. We're going to get in and get out as fast as possible." You know, you're an artificer. Whoa, you're an artificer, or a Harkin. Your job will be to set traps around the area. Should we need them? I don't know how many people may attend this meeting. Probably not many, if it's the two leaders meeting together. We will also have lookouts for the dragons, of course. But mainly, the artificers will be building a lot of smoke bombs. Because this is an assassination. We're not exactly looking for a whole initiative fight thing to happen.
So wait a minute. I read. Sen raises
Oh,
raises
boy.
her
Yes.
raises her paw.
Her paw.
Okay. So first of all, why are they meeting? Do we know?
Who said the thing about the spies? Was it Trill?
I think so, yeah.
She turns to Trill. And she says, "Did the spies say? Did the spies say why they're meeting?" And Trill says, "Well, they're not totally sure yet. We haven't gotten a report that it's even happening yet, but we need to be prepared and we need to plan in case it does. But we don't know. It's not the first time that they have tried to meet. It usually falls through or ends in violence. So who knows?
Okay.
Nefarious reasons, surely."
I mean, also, I think to say that the leaders are meeting, they won't have many people with them, surely it would be the opposite, right? Like, they would each have a bunch of guards because they don't trust each other.
Perhaps.
Just putting that out there. Listen, I'm just a soldier. I know that's my job and all, but it seems like I'm sure you're right, and that they will definitely fall into chaos if we assassinate their leaders, at least they would for a while. But, like, do we have, like, a solid plan on what we're going to do next? Like, who are their second in commands? Do we know anything about their command structure?
Do we know?
Do we
That's a
know?
good question.
Like,
We know.
Command structure.
He gets on another map. No. We know that
comes up a command.
Pantheris, as widespread as they are, has many different groups, and each group has a leader.
because
Because
they don't really have, like, battles, right? Like, are we doing, or do they?
What do you
Sorry,
mean
this
battles,
is like
battles?
out of character. That we had talked about them, like, there's all this conflict, but it's not so much like an outright war.
Yeah.
It's not like a meet on the battlefield kind of war.
Not usually. There's probably been a couple cases where that's kind of...
Like, what I'm really saying is, do they have
Then-
standing armies? Like, because I have a lot of logistical questions here about, like, about, like, their tactics, and, like, this is what Sen actually says, though. She says, it seems to me, I just don't know how well this plan was thought through. It just seems to me like, sure, maybe assassination should be one of our options, but, like, we're all about keeping our options open. Maybe we should, like, try to find out more information about why they're meeting and, like, what the story is. Like, are they planning to, like, make peace? Are they planning to, like, team up and cause more trouble for us? Are they, like, because I just have concerns if we kill off their leaders, like, yeah, that's gonna, like, throw them into chaos for a while, but I'm sure that they're, again, like, I don't know their command structure, but, like, it seems like something we should know about. If the second in command is even worse, maybe you don't want to kill off the leader right away. Should diplomacy be one of our options? Like, maybe we're
whispering throughout the room, whispering, murmuring.
We're literally in the middle between them. Maybe we should be offering to be, like, some kind of go-between and say, what if we're here to mediate a little? That seems like something Canopria would do, but, maybe we want to do it instead.
When you mention Canopria, another wave of muttering goes.
Sen is also thinking to herself. I'm really is not going to say it yet, but she is thinking to herself. Even if we kill them off and then there's chaos for a while, they're still going to come, and then they'll be mad at us. And also, like, how are we?
They know it was you.
Like, she's thinking, you're talking about taking over the jungle, but, like, or parts of the jungle territory for ourselves, but, like, we don't really do that. Like, we don't hold territory. That's, like, sort of, like, the opposite of everything we normally do. And I don't like that idea. But I'm not going to say that yet.
Okay. Safkana is red in the face. She was not expecting this.
Angry or embarrassed?
Kind of both.
Okay.
A little bit column A, a little bit column B.
She says, more information will be available to us tonight when our spies report on the results of whether or not this meeting is actually taking place.
Because other meetings haven't happened yet.
Because other meetings have not occurred at this moment.
The first meeting that occurred was the meeting that needs the other meetings to occur.
Yeah, I maybe should have done this in a different order, but whatever.
They didn't have the information when their meetings were finishing, and they thought they were earlier.
That's right.
She says, if you are not interested in the position, we would ask that you don't spread it around or tell anyone else. Oh no.
So, like, do I recognize the other, like, is there an indication of who else here?
Like their skill sets?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who else would be?
Like,
You're
who else
up
would,
as-
well, who else would be
fighter.
going?
Well, Bird is here.
Bird,
You know, Bird is very stealthy.
Sure.
He's very good. He's good with knives. Because he's a cat. You know that Harkin, his artificer friend, is also very good at what he does. And if it's smoke bombs that he needs to make, you know that he can make a lot of very good ones.
Right.
The other people in this room, none of them are like... They're not like a master of bending or whatever. But they're all pretty good at what they do. There are some rangers in here that you know what rangers do. They're good, like sharpshooters and things like that.
And shooting.
The range.
There's some more rogues that are also, like Bird, very stealthy, very good at blending
Are these
into the
people
shadows.
like...
They got high stats.
What I'm really... And maybe... And if you want, I can roll something for this. But, like, what I'm
Most
really
of
wondering...
these people are level 5 and up.
Yeah, well, okay, so what I'm really wondering is partly about their abilities, but also I'm wondering, like... What's the word I want? Like... Like, status and socially. I'm assuming I wouldn't be in charge of this expedition.
No, probably not. There are people here with...
But even if I wasn't in charge, like, are these people I know? Are they friends? Do I think I could, like, you know, talk them into things? Do I think I could...
Talk them out of things.
Talk them out of things?
In this
Do I
case.
think I could, you know...
Perhaps. I mean, I don't know how close of friends you are with everyone here, but everybody here knows you.
Okay.
They think you're quirky.
Quirky?
You're like, you know... I think mostly people like you here.
Okay.
You know, you run off and you do risky things and stuff, and sometimes they're like, when are you gonna grow up?
Right,
Which is funny because you're the one who just brought the voice of reason to this whole thing.
But they like you and they know you're good at what
kind
you do.
of,
You keep
it's
them
a little
safe.
bit... It's a little bit upsetting. I'm a little... Sends a little upset to have to be the voice of
have
reason.
to be
here.
out of character first couple seconds.
Well, it's kind of... Well, I think she thinks that it's kind of like... She thinks it's a little weird. She thinks it's a little bit like... Scarp has a tendency to be like... This is my impression. Is that Scarp has a tendency to be a little bit like traditional and like, well, we'll just do things the way that we've always done them.
that's very true.
But the way that we've always done them is not this at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's Scarp tends to be
roll me an insight check.
Scarp tends to be not super authoritarian though.
Yeah.
Just one. So that is 16.
16. This is out of character for Scarp. You've never heard, and you know, maybe it's because you've never really been in the counselor room, but as far as you know, the council members have never come up with a plan like this.
Mm-hmm.
And they seem to have been cooking it up for a while. Like, you've heard whispers of a plan for a couple weeks now.
Like, it's like the thing that bothers Sen is not just being the voice of reason, but being the person who's like, this isn't the way we've always done things, because Sen kind of thinks that maybe we need to change the way we do things, but not like this.
Looking at the counselors, they all seem like they're in charge. They're always tense, but they're like more tense. And looking at this map that they've drawn up with all these different locations of what you can assume are like Panthera's camps and things.
You should sneak out your phone and take a picture.
You see some markings that might be traps or like plans for traps that they've laid throughout the place, the jungle, the place. And there's just this weird energy coming off of them. You sense that they are like
energy.
They're really stressed about something. Like maybe this things are worse than they have even let on, or that you know about.
Okay.
As far as space and food. And you know that there are some areas in these tunnels that a couple of years ago, there was an outbreak of yellow fever that swept through the jungle. Now, you guys aren't actually in the jungle most of the time, but those that did catch it and brought it home, it was like a problem for like whole sections of Scarp, and you have heard that there are places, like different tunnels that are like sectioned off still with like sick people and things like that. Or in quarantine, one could say. Like, I don't know, maybe you're thinking about that.
Okay.
They just seem like weirdly intense and stressed. Do you think that Sen's objective is to talk people out of doing this?
I think her objective is to would be to say, you know, like, sure, we could go and like meet up, or we could go and like spy, or we could go and, but maybe like our first goal shouldn't be, well, we'll just kill some people.
Mm-hmm.
That it should be like, because again, she's not sold on this whole, this is a solution that's going to actually help. Mostly because...
Do you think you're going to try to do this here in front of all the counselors, or are you going to try to pick them off one by one, so to speak?
I mean, I think her instinct would be to probably just talk to Safkana and be like one-on-one.
Okay.
And be like,
What is going on?
Yeah, be like, this seems really...
Bad.
This seems so precipitous.
Come on.
That doesn't seem like a Sen kind of word, but...
It seems like a Safkana kind of word.
Right.
She would be very impressed if you did say it.
Right. So yeah, I don't know.
Because I was thinking we can either play out the scene of you talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
We could also, if you wanted to talk to multiple people, have you do a couple different persuasion checks
Sure.
and stuff, and see your success overall,
Mm-hmm.
or something in between.
Okay. I mean, because it's kind of...
So Steph Kanan was your mentor?
Yes. For like the arcane archery and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, is this the kind of meeting where I can like go around and talk to people, or is it like...
This was more them like informing you guys. There's not as much mingling, but I mean, as you know,
So
if you
I'll
want
say-
to wait
I'll
for the
say
meeting
to-
to like end.
Right. I'm going to
People
whisper to
start-
Bird. I'm going to be like, whose plan is this? Do you know?
He shrugs. I assume one of the counselors.
Okay.
But I don't know. It seems kind of like maybe in character for Carvia, but not really.
Carvia seems cool.
She is cool.
I think... Okay, so I think... I should ask, like, is this, like, would it be normal to be able... Is this... Like, it's not a town hall meeting with everybody, but is it... Would it be normal for the council meetings to be, like, discussion, or is it just, like, boom, this is what you're doing? Like, is it, like, giving orders normally?
I think a lot of the time it's more discussion. The energy here is a little bit more tense.
It's weird, uh-huh.
Than normal. But I mean, if you want to try to kick off a discussion.
Yeah, well, I think she would try to, and if somebody was gonna come down hard and put her in her place, then that's one thing. But if they seem open to discussion, then that's different. So I'm gonna say what is the plan for? Let's say we do kill a bunch of people. What is the plan? Because we don't have an army. I know you're talking about training more fighters, but we don't have an army. We've never had an army. Holding territory is not really our thing normally.
Drill says, kill a bunch of people is a little bit more intense than what we were thinking, but...
I mean...
It's kill 2 people and then claim territory.
Right?
Who's that? Who's that? Ben slithers off into the shadows.
That could be a different character.
It's true, you can be an NPC. Except it wouldn't be an NPC if it's played by a...
Non-party character.
Non-party character.
There you go. Yeah, so am I the only person, or some of the other non-party characters think that I'm making sense?
I mean, you're always sense.
You see in this room that not many others seem to be willing to actually speak out and fully question what's going on here, but you do see a lot of uncertainty throughout the room. You're not the only one that's this isn't the way. This isn't how Scop has done things.
Even on the council?
Roll me another insight check.
Okay. I knew you were going to say that.
I should have you guys play non...
Yeah, that'd be
Non-party
player.
characters.
Non-party characters.
That's only 7.
7? Okay, that makes sense. The council's a little harder to read.
Sure.
Safkana seems to be speaking for it a lot. Carvia seems to have come up with a lot of the so-called tactics of the plan. She is pointing out the different routes you could take to get to different potential meeting areas, and how many people should be where, when, and stuff like that. Trill is kind of quiet.
Are they talking to somebody in particular who looks like they'd probably be the captain? I know, not me, somebody else.
My other question for you is, how out of character does this seem for Safkana?
Well, I was gonna ask to do a check just on Safkana in a minute, but...
I need the Xanathar's guide. I don't actually have a name for this dude.
Oh, it's right here.
I'm so unprepared.
His name is Steve.
His name is Steve. Please don't give me a stupid one. Don't do this to me. Alright. You guys are still gonna get me, but it's fine. Carvia. He's not on the council. There's a human here who is kind of the captain of fighting and fighters and stuff here.
Captain of the God.
He usually is the one that sends a couple people that are better at fighting with the group who's gathering food or whatever. And his name is Dardanos.
Okay.
And yes, he's here. And Carvia is mainly talking to him. The two right? The 2 counselors.
Yeah, sorry, how many counselors were there again? 1, 2, 3...
Just 4. Yes. So the 2 counselors, Enza and Trill, aren't talking as much about it.
Okay.
Trill has spoken a little bit. He's the oldest one here, so he's usually the one that leads the meetings, but other than that, he does not appear to be talking about it as much as Safkana and Carvia.
Okay.
Safkana you've known for a while, so if you want to inside check her, I will give you advantage.
Okay.
Yippee!
That's more like it. 30-20.
Nice. Safkana, you know fairly well. She's not often a violent woman, but she is a very nervous woman.
Okay.
And is prone to making decisions based on how safe she feels from moment to moment. A lot of the time. Especially she has a son. And if she feels that he's threatened in any way in particular, like the times that she has come down on you hardest was when she thought it would put her son in danger in some way.
Mm-hmm. Is he little or?
He is ageless in my notes. He's just her son. He's 35. No, he's a 5-year-old toddler. He's a 5-year-old swaddled baby. No, he's like...
We're just gonna do nothing but drag poor Matt.
Poor Matt Mercer. He doesn't deserve this. He's...
You said
This is where my improv skills run out. Coming up at the age of children.
This is why. You said she's been training me for how long? I've been doing this training for at least 3 years, I'm assuming, let's say.
He's definitely, like, running around and stuff.
Sure.
He's still, like, considered a little kid. So we'll say he's, like, 7, 8.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Also, really would depend on
Maybe a
what
little younger.
species
Maybe
he is.
like 6.
Okay.
So he's still spitting up. You know that age.
Safkana is half elf.
He would be if he was
Safkana is half elf.
He would be if he was a free person.
Definitely.
It would be if he was a mango boy.
All right, so
You goofs.
we can't use this.
Unusable audio.
All right, so
I'm gonna get canceled by Matt. Mercer.
all right, so I know she's prone to being nervous about her son and
Herself. And just Scarp
Sure.
in general. But, so it's not totally in character for her to be like this.
Mhm.
But you do
But
know
it
she
doesn't-
can get a tad rash when she
right.
feels
It doesn't feel
threatened.
that far from possible. Okay.
So you don't think it was probably her plan to begin with? But if someone was like, maybe we should kill the leaders, that would solve all our problems, and here's how, she'd be like, yes, you're right.
Sure.
Also, it indicates that she does feel threatened. And
She is
because she's
easily
not thinking
manipulable.
rationally.
Yes.
Apparently,
What?
she's easily manipulated.
I think I would know that probably.
You would know that from experience and perception.
Pranks. Okay.
These are traits we want in our leaders.
Okay. So,
You know, I made a joke about her having healing spells.
Mhm.
She's a wizard. She doesn't have healing spells.
oops.
A lie. That's a joke she does. It's a bit. You need any healing spells? Sucks to suck. That's what she says.
Classic Safkana moment.
Yep. Okay. So, I don't think here's the thing. If we were in an army or something, I'd be like, I gotta follow orders. But like we don't. It's not really how it works around how we work.
It's not really how it works around how we work.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I
It's
couldn't
not
have
really
said it better
usually how we
myself.
work. And also, I'm a tabaxi, so like
Even if it was.
I'm kind of gonna do what I want anyway. So I think I'd be inclined to like, I probably wouldn't press it in front of everybody
Okay.
that hard. I probably would be like, I'm gonna talk to people one-on-one.
Okay.
I mean, I guess that probably depends on if there's any kind of like really serious like.
I mean, if you just want to, like, walk around and talk to people and roll me some persuasion checks,
Sure.
just to roughly see how that goes.
Okay. I'm like, does anybody else think this is a weird idea, guys? That's my persuasion. I am not a charisma character, but...
I think you should actually call Seth Kane out on not feeling
Bones.
safe or whatever. Like, I know something's
Bones?
going on.
I said bullshit.
Oh, I thought you said bones.
I'm just gonna
Great
roll
rolls.
like a... Okay, so I rolled a 6, and then a 4, and then a dirty 20. So I don't know...
Okay.
I was just gonna roll like 3 times and see what happened, but...
Okay. So, people in Scarp like you, but they're aware of how you are.
Sure, I'm a little weird.
You're a little bit of a rule breaker. You run off and do your own thing. So you're walking around being like, are we sure? And they're like, oh, you. Can't you ever not question something? This kid. And so,
This
like,
kid asks so many questions.
for part of your rounds here talking to people, you get the sense that you're not being taken super seriously. And in fact, some people are using you specifically asking questions as like a logic for...
Saying this is the way we should do it.
Yeah, not...
That's
Bless
right.
you. Not exactly as like, we should probably just do the opposite of whatever Sen says. But like...
Jeez.
People being like, well, I mean, you know how Sen is. So, like...
She asks questions about everything.
You're right,
It doesn't
she has
mean
questions
anything.
about everything. Maybe this isn't that serious.
Mhm.
And so you can kind of see people talking themselves out of it. You do see, with a dirty 20, that...
And when I say a dirty 20, in this case, I mean I rolled a 19.
Nice.
Anyway.
You see Bird over talking to Harkin, and they both look nervous. They both look uncertain. When you walk over to them, Harkin is like, so we think this is probably a bad idea, right? Like, we're not...
Yeah.
I
think it's a bad idea. It just doesn't seem very well thought through, and it seems like it's just going to cause more trouble. Everybody's going to be mad about it.
And Bird says, yeah, but that does make me think that, like, things must be getting bad, right? If they're willing to do something this drastic, like, this is out of character.
Yeah.
And Harkin says people seem to be kind of convincing themselves of the idea. I'm not saying we discuss it here, but maybe if we want to talk about an alternative plan,
Okay.
we could do that. I don't have an alternative plan, but I'm worried that anybody who goes on this mission is going to get real hurt.
Well, I'm not worried about that, but...
Bird's like, of course you're not. And he says, do you think we should try to stop them if they go?
Well, I mean, I think that we could go along with them and try to convince people as we're going and try to talk about other ways to accomplish the objective of, lowering tensions that maybe don't involve ratcheting up the tension. We could also think about, I say this very quietly, but I'm saying it loud for the mic. We could also think about sneaking off early and trying to do some diplomacy of our own kind of thing. If we have
You
to.
say we could also be thinking about, and at the same time as you say that, Harkin's like assassinating our own leaders. And he's
No,
like, diplomacy. That's the one. Yup, that's what I was going to say.
The other thing that I would love to know is if they do have a, more than just what we're aware of reason for this sort of extreme thing, I would love to know what it is. And maybe we or someone else who we trust could look into that some too. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah. You all discussed that. Also with a dirty 20, I'm going to say, I don't know if you talked to her, but you do notice that the gnome on the council, Enza Bell, the longer the meeting goes on, the less down for this plan she looks.
Okay.
And maybe while you're walking around, you hear her actually trying to talk to the other council members and be like, I think Sen's got some good questions here. And they just kind of shut her down.
Okay.
But so you're pretty sure that one of the council members is in agreement with you as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I would kind of probably want to talk to her after the meeting then. I don't know if you want to do that right now, if you want to cut away for a few, but.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, so you guys are talking about
Alternative
going
plans.
along.
We
Doing what?
could go along and try to, convince people or try to sneak off from the main group at some point. We could also just sneak away, depending on the timing of the whatever. We could sneak away early and on our own before they even leave, kind of thing, depending on the
To
time.
talk to the leaders instead.
Right, to talk to somebody instead. I mean, that's one of the things that, I might want to talk to somebody else who might know more about, because I don't actually know I don't have any friends.
Oh, you don't.
There were some cool, looking guys on dragons, but like, I don't
to get friendship.
maybe Yak.
Yeah.
I'll go talk to Yak about it.
Are you ready for Yak to become an important character in this campaign?
I was kind of, when I was coming up with him, I was like, there's a chance that I'm going to need to be this guy a lot more than I think I will.
So I gotta make him have a funny voice.
So I gotta give him a good voice just in case.
In case of emergency.
Right. So
okay.
it's, but so it's not like I have a lot of information. So like maybe Enza does, or maybe, maybe we know somebody else who might, kind of thing.
Okay.
Anyway.
Cool. We will come back.
Okay.
We're gonna jump to Monteca.
What was her name? Carvia what? I did.
Something bolder.
Carvia Boulder Pass.
What are her hobbies? Sorry. That was really funny.
Painting, probably.
Crochet. Alright, we're going to Monteca.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, the camera ascends into the mountains. It's noon. It's just afternoon. And the whole city is outside. Nobody is indoors right now. Everybody's gathered around the various wide open spaces in Monteca, perfect for draconic landings. And some of them have shiny gifts. Some of them have food for themselves or dragons. Some of them have... A lot of them are wearing, like, their fancier clothes. They're waiting, the dragons are coming. And in fact, you can see some dark spots in the sky descending from the mountains high above. Has Scales brought anything? Maybe he doesn't want it. Your magic feels like it's going a little crazy inside you right now. It's roiling around in your stomach.
He'd probably just be trying to calm his nerves. Instead.
Okay.
Let off a little of that sizzle.
sipping a cider or something. The dragons that stay here year round are also here to see their buddies again. Erixis and Lingrid are perched on some houses behind you,
Are they
with.
leaders at all among the dragons too? Her dragons?
Not necessarily.
Okay, just wondering.
Other than, like, Drakus is in charge and people do what she says.
Right, but the dragons don't necessarily do what she says, right?
No.
That's what I thought.
The dragons, as far as you can tell, don't there's no dragon queen or king.
Okay.
They don't have the same exact kind of hierarchy thing going on. I'm gonna get into that more in a second, honestly. The General Drakus is also probably sitting up on the roof between her beasts. She's just chilling up there with a big old mug of something. And every once in a while, as these dragons are swooping down, as they get closer, they start to arrive. One dragon swoops by overhead to go land somewhere else. People start cheering. You hear Drakus' voice among them. Woo! As dragons start arriving, you see the new dragons saying hello to other dragons, and they're all chattering and talking to each other and sniffing at each other. Some of these dragons land.
You speak Draconic, right? So you understand everything they're saying.
Unless they have some other language that they use.
Some of these dragons land and immediately start seeking out their humans that they already have. In fact, we'll say one dragon comes and lands. It is a small black dragon. Lands, and she starts looking around all anxiously.
I know, just going looking for her.
And she's like, "Where's Yak? Where's Yak and Hork?" And the twins both are like waving their arms on one of the buildings, and she goes swooping off to go curl herself around them.
Wait, are they magic?
They are not magic.
Okay, so dragons can pick non-magic people.
Yeah.
Yes, so dragons, will often just pick people because they like to have people. They like to take care of them, and people are also good at taking care of the dragons. They like
good symbiotic
keep their
relationship.
they keep their scales all shiny, and they clip their nails. And things like that. And it's also just for companionship. They get along pretty well. And yeah. So it's partially just a thing dragons like to do, but most, if not all, magic users here usually have a dragon that is, like, connected with their magic. And people say that, like, when you meet your dragon and it's the dragon that's connected to your magic, you know their name instantly. That kind of thing. And you also know, it doesn't happen often, but sometimes somebody will meet their soul dragon and they are still two separate people. Even though they are, like, connected, sometimes they don't get along. And so, like, they have this connection, but that's not their dragon. They go pick somebody else. And
Well,
it's like,
that's not their person, because I don't think we're picking dragons.
and so things can get a little bit complicated, but usually their bond with their magical bond with their dragon is pretty strong. But of course, now you're thinking about that. You're like, what if my dragon hates me? Yeah, you see dragons landing. Some dragons are landing and they find their people, and then they start looking around for more people. You see people getting picked. Dragons walk up and they sniff at someone, and they're like, "What's your name?" And it gets very chaotic very quickly. People are cheering.
It's like David from Accounting.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, the guy? Mm-hmm. What's your name? David. David from Accounting? Yes!
David from Accounting.
And yeah, it all gets very chaotic very quickly. People are meeting dragons. People are being reunited with their dragons. Dragons are being reunited with each other. And so it gets loud and it gets chaotic. And people start having to shuffle around and make room for all the dragons that are arriving. You are standing here when a very, very big red dragon lands. And he's probably not ancient, but he's very big. He's huge, at least, for sure. And he's covered in, jewels are embedded in his scales, and he's got some scars across his face and stuff. And he starts sniffing around, and then you see his nostrils flare when he starts to get close to you, and he swivels around to look at you. And he says, "You child," and starts to walk over. The ground rumbles beneath his great feet. And he says, "What is your name?"
Scales. Adjectives.
And he's sniffing you. And he says, "You smell of great magic, Scales.
Yeah.
Have you been chosen?"
Not yet.
And he keeps sniffing. And then you see
How old is Scales?
a green dragon.
Not that old.
You guys are all like in your 20s, I think.
Yeah, I'm like 25, I think.
26.
27. You see a green dragon land nearby. And he is smaller than this red guy. But he's got this, he's more slinky. He's a slinkier dragon. He's a rogue dragon, where that guy's a barbarian. Yes.
Dex build.
And he sees you, and you see his ears perk up, and he starts sniffing. And he says, "What's your name?"
Is it Scales?
And as soon as you start talking to this other dragon, the red dragon whips towards him. And he's like, "Fuck off! He's mine!" And the green dragon says, "I didn't hear you call dibs. The boy smells of magic. Maybe I want him."
I'm gonna take a wild guess. I'm not really feeling that strong connection to either of these two.
No, you do not. Then a blue dragon lands nearby, and a bronze dragon, and you are like attracting attention. All these dragons can smell that you've got this wild magic, and they're intrigued by it, and all of them want to know your name, and they're all sniffing at you and inching closer, and things are getting tense.
Uh-oh.
Because these dragons are not super great at sharing. The fact that Drakus has 2 dragons and they don't fight over her is pretty rare. And you can see people and dragons alike start kind of inching away from you and all of them, because they are like, it's definitely a thing that when dragons can't figure it out, they will get into fights over people if they want them bad enough. And those fights can get pretty nasty. And for the most part, in fact, you can see Drakus is watching you, and you can see she's like, "Oh." But you can see that Drakus's dragons, Lingrid and Arixis, are both, they're slowly starting to stand up. They're keeping an eye on things. And Monteca, it's a solid city, but when dragons fight, it is very destructive. And so you're pretty sure that if you've probably seen dragons start fighting each other once or twice in the past years, and every single time a fight breaks out, Erixis and Lingrid are very quick to evict them from the mountain. And when they work together, they're quite a force, that pair. And you can see them kind of getting ready to do that now, with all these dragons gathered around you.
This is and they're a red and silver dragon, right?
Yeah. And so things are getting chaotic. Things are getting loud. These dragons are starting to snap at each other. You can hear the spark of flames being prepared in the throat of the red dragon. And they're snarling and growling. And they're kind of not being careful. Like, some of them almost step on you in their intensity, and then nothing else happens. That's it. No.
I have a strong feeling I know what's about to happen.
And then, you feel a cold breath on the back of your neck. And all the dragons in front of you that are bickering, suddenly they start to notice something over your shoulder, and some of them pause, and some of them start backing away and hissing. And you hear a voice behind you, very, very snake-like, very slithery, very cold. As they talk, you feel more of this icy breath on you. And it says, "He's mine."
Didn't even ask your name.
And the rest of the dragons are still, they're standing, they haven't left, but they're still standing back. And if you turn around,
I mean,
I don't want to railroad you into turning around.
if I heard something claim me from behind me, I would certainly look.
Pardon? Behind you, you see a young white dragon. So she's only size large. She is about, in my notes, I have Moro size from Princess Mononoke. She's about the size of the biggest wolf in that movie.
Okay.
She has got icicle-like spikes around her head. This isn't your dragon, I'm just describing her in detail.
Of course.
She's got icicle-like spikes around her head that run all the way down her neck, kind of like a mane. Her scales are a shimmery white. She's got these jagged, hooked claws and big bluish wings. Very much pretty standard white dragon. The longer you stare at her, you also notice that she's got her eyes glued to these other dragons, her little beady black eyes. And you see she also has, some of her teeth are broken, like her fangs. You also see that she's got some nasty scars along one side of her neck and shoulder, and she kind of holds one of her wings funny. You see that on her head she's got some broken spikes that are part of her whole mane thing. And she has an unhinged look in her eye. But when you see her...
What does it feel like?
But when you see her, you don't know how. But somehow you know that this dragon's name is Helsindrog.
Spelled how?
Hel. That's it. Hell. HELSYNDRAUG. I have it written in front of me, and yet I'm not looking at it. Crazy. And the red dragon snarls. And he says, bold of a young dragon to think she can make claim before her elders. And he says it pretty calm. Like, he's obviously being aggressive. But his voice isn't like, he's not about to lunge and try to kill her. But Helsindrog, the spikes along her neck go straight up. And she kind of takes a step around you to square up with this dude, who is much bigger than her. And she says, "I'll rip off your tail and feed it to you." Very intense. This unhinged gleam in her eye suddenly makes sense. And she just starts like snarling and hissing and saying stuff like that. And the rest of the dragons are like, "I'm out of here." And they start to fly away. the big red guy kind of looks at you over her shoulder, and he says, well, boy, if you'd like to bond with a dragon that's less insane, come find me. He takes off to go fly over the town elsewhere. And she watches him the whole time. She does that thing where cats, like, dance at you sideways towards him.
Oh, man.
And then she turns around when she's sure he's gone. She stares after him for like 20 seconds. She turns back to you, and she says, "You are Scales.
Indeed.
I know you."
And I you.
She bows. Her snoot is like touching the ground. Which is not really how you see this normally going. Like the thing where you bowed is pretty, is like kind of the way it's done. The dragons are like interested, and then you're like, I respect you. And they're like, I suppose you can ride me. We can work that out. Like you don't see whatever the hell she's doing very often. And she says, I am sure you know, but I am Helsendrag. She says, I sensed your magic from high, high up in the mountain peaks. I will fight for you until my dying breath.
Oh, looks like you don't have to.
She looks around. Sees no one's there.
It's not true. She sees the two on top.
Lingrid and Erixis. She does see Lingrid and Erixis.
But they don't seem to be beefing.
All of them are watching you guys, kind of amused. Drakus looks also kind of amused. She looks tickled, but she's not surprised. He's like, yes, this is right for my boy. Crazy explosive magic. Crazy explosive dragon.
Basic math.
This adds up. When she sees Lingrid and Erixis, she kind of spits some ice at them. And Lingrid's like, watch yourself, Wemling.
She's also ice, right? Or cold?
She is. Yeah. So she's immune. Nothing happens. Erixis is like, don't touch me! But yeah, this dragon, she's bowing to you.
Yeah. How does this process normally progress?
Usually, normally, like I said, it's kind of like they meet. If they're magic, they already know each other's names. You know that there's like a bond there already. The human is usually the one that bows. The dragon is like, yes, I'm great. You're welcome. From what you know, they usually then fly around a bit, and then there's like a celebration. A citywide celebration afterwards. She appears to be waiting for you to accept her in some way. She's like, I'll fight for you. And when she sees Lingrid and Erixis, she's like, when she sees Lingrid and Erixis, she spits, and they're like, what the fuck? And she's like, do these dragons bother you? Shall I rid you of them?
No.
Okay. If that is what you desire. And Erixis is like, what is your deal, kid?
Something seems to be up with that wing of yours.
Yes. A battle wound from many years ago. I fought for every meal up in the peaks from the moment I hatched. It has been me against the violent world, but no longer. I will serve you.
I think you got a poet.
She's a bard. She's a bard dragon. If I am to your liking. And she, like, you realize she's bowing to you, but she also has her head tilted in this way that's, like, living in Monteca. They're actually very chill. But you do know that dragons especially are prone to, what's the word? Like, if a dragon disappoints another dragon, or they're human, once they have a strong bond, they're prone to being a little bit like, I failed you. You can kill me if you want. And that seems to be kind of what she's doing, even though you have just met. Like, if she's not to your liking, she's, like, exposing part of her scarred face to be maimed.
I mean, of course I would accept you.
Yes!
This isn't how it usually goes.
She straightens up on all fours.
And she was like laying down to the ground. And
Yeah,
stuff.
you're right. She straightens up and turns and like kind of crouches so you can crawl onto her back if you want. And she says, "I believe a ceremonial flight seals our bond."
Are you good to fly with your wing?
Of course. Nothing else.
Alright. Well, I guess I'll get on.
Okay. How do you ride a dragon?
That is always the
So
question.
there's a picture here of they have saddles that they make that go over top the spikes.
Well, but
It's
like
more
as a
of also.
Yuan-Ti.
Oh,
It's
He's
also
a snake boy.
man.
you just wrap yourself around in between them then.
I mean, you probably have a pretty long tail.
Yeah.
You just wind around your middle.
Kind of like,
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. I like that. Yeah, I mean, you could also definitely have like a special saddle with like straps.
I mean, it's not like you're going to be sitting. So, I mean, if you're going up there,
It's like a
just
side
wrapping
saddle.
yourself around some of the spikes and then holding on to something, that'd be more snake-like.
Probably. Yeah.
You could have a special saddle that's like a side saddle.
Yours would be
You also, as a
you'd be
snake guy, are very strong.
Yeah.
you could be a really cool bareback rider.
You kind of just wind yourself around your spikes and.
Honestly, compared to other dragons you've ridden, you probably prefer this.
Yeah.
True. I don't think silver dragons have spikes.
Jesus.
Hiccups.
Yeah. I'll get on. Probably wrap myself around some spikes.
When you are stable, yeah, she takes off into the air. Not even a running start. She just boom, straight up into the air, and she can fly. She doesn't appear to be able to fly quite as fast as some of the other dragons, like flying around you, but she is extremely determined to stay in the air. While you're flying, you notice that she lets... Dragons are pretty careful about not getting too close to each other to the point where they can, like, bump into each other and stuff. So there's, like, you know, a respectful distance between most of the dragons flying around up here. You do notice that Helsendrag keeps a very, very wide space around herself. Like, wider than is necessary. She doesn't like any other dragons getting anywhere near her. In fact, some people that are, bonding with their dragons for the first time are like, what the fuck, man? As they, like, fly by because she, like, whips around and snaps at their dragon's tail.
You need to unpack some dragon trauma.
Yeah.
And while you're up there, she says, is there a title that I should refer to you as?
Scales works
What
fine.
would you like to be called? Scales? You know that there are some dragons that are like, they refer to their people as master or sir or something like that. It's not like a must or anything, but that's clearly what she's asking
Yeah.
here.
Scales works.
A mighty title. Every time she says your name, you definitely, her forked tongue is like Scales. Yeah, you guys fly around for a little bit. As you're flying around, you feel your magic sort of calm down. Like it's found its other half.
Does scale or does Elzendrog calm down at all?
It's against Helsendrog's religion to calm down. You do notice, she doesn't necessarily calm down, but you do notice that the longer you're up there flying with her, she was clearly, like, at first trying to impress you still. Like, she was pulling some tricks in the air and, like, keeping all this space around you, and the longer you guys fly around and the more you feel your magic calm down, the less she seems to be doing that. She more just kind of settles into gliding around in the wind.
Whatever requires flight, or it's just close proximity to each other.
Yeah.
You can definitely feel that your magic is still wild. It's still unpredictable. But, well, it's been just randomly going off today. And you can kind of feel a bit of the control return to you. And yeah, so you guys fly around for a little bit. When you come back and land, the celebration is already happening. You can see that the General Dracus is over near her house talking to some of the other, like, more high-ranked generals and fighters and stuff. Captains, rather. She's the general. And they seem to be having a serious conversation. Perhaps about what you discussed earlier. Slithering over. Helsendrog follows you without being.
You both go into full slither.
She prowls around. She walks around like a tiger. A very big kitty. And she's hissing at other dragons. They get too close. Some of them still sniff at you because they can still sense all that magic on you, and she's like, mine! And snaps at them. But you head over to this group. She lets you go over there. She doesn't stick her nose. Maybe she should. No, she's like goes into patrol mode and it's like walking back and forth. Eyeing the other dragons around. You can see Lindgrid and Orixis are like, kid, you have to bring it down. And she's like, I will bring it down. The world! But yeah. Dracus nods to you as she sees you coming. And she's talking to My thing is so organized, and yet I don't have any of the names I need in the places I need them. Isn't that fun? Isn't that a blast and a half? Oh, hey, guess what?
Huh.
The names were exactly where I would have put them. I just forgot that I did. Sheesh. You recognize... Well, you recognize most of the people here. But two of them there's a tabaxi monk named Claws Slipping on Ice. She goes by Slip. And
Is it a Longford tabaxi for the mountains?
of course, a fluffy.
Nice.
Probably like a... Actually, she probably looks like... Or maybe it's a he. I don't remember. They probably look like a snow leopard. Very floofy, long tail.
Giant paws.
Big old feet.
The Pete's.
And there's also a Goliath wizard named Bearheart here. That's two of them. There's like a couple more guys, but they're the main ones that Drakus is talking to. And you hear Bearheart say, "I just worry that I won't mince words. I think that they're gonna try to kill you, Drakus." And Drakus says, "Yes, that is why we should preface meeting with meeting of peace. I will not bring warriors. Eldest Tuka will not bring warriors." And one of the people there is like, "Ha, that'll be the day." And actually, we'll say Lingrid and Erixos look over and be like, "You're bringing one of us, though, right? Like, one of us are coming. At least one. Maybe both." And Drakus is like, One of you, yes, will come, sure." And she turns to you. And you can see she's clearly looking for support here. And she says, "What do you think, Scales? I brought this up with you earlier. You've had time to think about it. What are your thoughts?"
I mean, I told you earlier.
And she's looking at you. All the people behind her are like shaking their heads.
I told you this earlier. If you're going, you're not going alone.
Yes. Yes. All right. But do we think it is worth pursuing? Why did I get very Italian there? Do we think is worth pursuing?
And of course.
Letting
this end would be incredible.
She turns to the other people and she's like, "See?"
See?
But especially this soon after killing.
Oh no, there was more. I embarrassed myself.
Like, believing that we can trust them is a foolish endeavor.
Yes, perhaps. I want a vote. I want everyone to agree with whatever we do here. I am not proposing that I take more than one bodyguard and one dragon. So, like, that's out of the question. But should we go at all? I think we should have a vote. And she says, "Everyone in support." And a couple people raise their hand. It seems to be, if you were to count, it seems to be about half of them agree, and half of them don't. So it's like a 50-50 split.
I mean, I agreed to do it.
And with your vote, it tips it just over the edge.
Wow.
And Draco seems very pleased. And she says, well then, I suppose I should pick who is going with me to... And Bearheart says, come on, General. We all know who you're taking. Steve! No. We don't know.
From accounting!
Dave from accounting.
It was Steve.
Was it Steve?
Yeah, it was Steve from accounting.
Oh, Steve from accounting.
Steve and Dave work together.
They are.
both in
They're
accounting.
husbands. No, she, Bearheart gestures towards you. She says, you're obviously taking the boy. He's always been the best at protecting you in these type of situations. I know we all agree that we'll feel more or less safe with him there with you. So you should take him. And me! Is your... Yeah, your dragon says,
She's taking her own dragons too, right?
she's taking
He's
one of
taking
hers.
one of hers.
Oh. Only one of them? The other one's gonna be so angry.
Dracus looks over and almost seems about to argue. And then she says, to anyone else I would say no, but your dragon seems unhinged. So I suppose 2 people and 2 dragons is acceptable. The Pandarans will be skittish, but what are they going to do?
How stealthy does Hilsendrag seem?
How stealthy? Let me go to her stats.
You should just send her whole stat block over to me.
I should. She has a +3 to stealth. A +3 to dex saves. A 0 to dex normally, but a +3 to stealth.
Okay. So not the stealthiest, but also that's kind of unsurprising with how she acts.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like that would necessarily be her strength, but
I just also feel like she's gonna be like squaring up constantly.
I don't know why you would think that. Nothing that she's done so far would suggest such a thing. Dracus says, well, if all that is settled, then I'm going to send a messenger, or a message, because magic exists.
From the top of the
I
mountain.
just had a really funny D&D thought.
Oh.
A messenger pigeon, which are a bunch of pigeons in a line that know the spell message.
They're just casting the spell message.
Yeah.
One to another.
A messenger pigeon is just 20 pigeons in a trench coat. Walk up to someone and cast message. Leave.
So, and you always refer to her as the General Dracus, not just General Dracus, right?
I guess. Not on purpose, necessarily, but...
So General Dracus, when she is the one completely initiating this contact, like, at this point in time, the Pantherans aren't aware of this at all.
What?
That there's a potential
That she
of
wants
this
to have a meeting?
Right.
Probably not. As far as...
Unless they have spies.
Unless.
Well, I'm going to say
Possible.
since it's apparent that the Scorpions? What do we call them?
Scarpish.
Scarpish?
Scorpions.
They definitely do.
What tipped you off?
And from the sound of it, it's someone in the circle that was you were just talking with.
Huh?
I said from the sounds of it, it's probably someone in the circle you were just talking with, like with the group that was doing the vote there.
Oh.
Maybe it's General Drakus herself.
But yeah, she says, now that that's settled, I will send a message to Panteris, and we will plan to have this peace meeting tomorrow night. I will allow him to pick the place. I will
The
pick
menu, the venue, the seating.
I will pick the time. And we're not going to kill anyone. Yes?
Hopefully.
Lindgren says,
That's not the plan, at least.
Lindgren says, we'll try. And Helsendrog stays silent.
I promise nothing.
Halsey's gonna be their name for her, isn't it?
Halsey, I like
Halsey.
that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, me too. Are you writing on your character thing?
Yeah.
Halsey.
I also have written how to actually pronounce the name. Because it's like, I have it written as Hell's Indrog.
Nice.
Basically.
Yeah. Helsendrog.
Is it Hell's In or Hellsin? Technically.
Hell is in. No, I mean, I just say Helsendrog, but
Yeah.
neither is wrong.
As long as you're saying it fast, it sounds the same either way.
Halsey. I think Halsey's perfect for this aggro nut.
Maybe if you start calling her that, she'll start to chill just a little. She'll like, oh, he's not so serious.
Is there anything else you wanted to do before I jump again?
No. Not really.
Okay.
I'd probably spend some time getting to know Halsey.
I'm sure
Show
we'll
her to
do-
your roof.
We will do many scenes. Oh yeah, your roof nest.
God, she's gotta make like a really shitty nest on there, like a pigeon, isn't she?
Just a couple sticks.
Yeah.
She's like, yes,
She like
my
gnaws on
domain.
them. She like gnaws on them. Sometimes.
Just bones.
To take a sponge out there and give her a sponge bath.
You wake up when she stretches and her claws are like against the roof.
Oh man. To get her a big scratching post, a couple of like redwood trees out there.
Giant. Oh, that'd be sick. All right. In that case, unless you want to do some stuff with the dragon first.
No. We can.
I'm sure
we
we'll
can-
have many
we can
scenes.
have the lore important stuff first.
We will jump to Canopria, where the gathering is taking place. You guys have this meeting high up in the branches of the trees. We'll do a little time jump too. It's not noon.
So I'm gonna assume it's not. So there must be like steps because I mean I can fly to the top, no issue.
Yes.
But for most there's
There's
so,
steps,
like,
there's pulley systems.
Not gonna lie. A part of me kind of expected it to be a deep dragon.
Oh, that would have been good. Fuck!
You said a lot of us actually live in the treetops, though, not just us birds, but like a bunch of others too,
Yeah, a lot
right?
of people live in the trees.
So then I'm sure there's
rope
just
ladders.
yeah.
I mean,
there's-
it's
yeah.
called Metriopolis.
Metriopolis.
Metropolis?
Metropolis. So it's it's quite
Please
possible,
get my
yeah,
own
that
name
there's
correct me.
like rope bridges and various things up there
yeah.
too. So okay,
Here there are big, wide platforms like built among the branches for lots of people to gather on. there's not really an official opening to this meeting. Almost as soon as people arrive, they start talking about the dreams and communications they've had from the jungle. So when you get there, probably pretty early. I guess I don't know.
Well, I was gonna say it'd probably be kind of funny because of the fact that we can fly. I mean, those lizards obviously run pretty fast and whatever, but I assume we live a little ways outside of town, but we probably still leave later and get there before almost everybody else. And we also don't have to go through. We also don't have to go through the lines.
That's true.
We just land at the top. Like I said, I kind of wanted to sit kind of off to not really aside because I'm kind of getting an idea now that it's kind of a roundabout type thing. Like somebody do the people just kind of stand up and start talking from wherever they are, or
yeah, a lot of the time. The more that people that get there, like the high clerics are here to keep it organized if it's necessary. In fact, you can say no, but you are invited to go sit beside Jenner with the other high clerics if you want.
Are they kind of at the center?
I wouldn't call it the center. They have their own little area. To the side.
Partially just because I'm curious to hear their rumblings, their murmuring as they're talking, whispering to themselves. I will go and plan on making several perception / investigation checks or whatever to listen.
With the high
to
clerics?
Perhaps insight.
Insight,
That's the one that's for.
I mean, that's like detecting whether or not they're telling the truth. I'm just trying to pick up on their conversations.
Okay.
Yeah. That's probably still be like perception / insight.
Yeah.
Early on, I'll kind of summarize some of the meaning that's happening. A human named Thistletop gets up and he walks out there and he says, "I have had a dream from the jungle," and everyone's like,
And I'm like, it's always from the jungle. Like, what? Why are you guys freaking out about this?
And he says, "I dreamed of the demons from the mountains. I dreamed that they were calling to more and more of us deeper and deeper in the jungle, luring people out and carrying them away into the peaks."
I don't know why my brain just thought you were going to stop at caring.
And
caring about them.
And
Dreadful.
carrying them away into the peaks. And there's a lot of, "Oh no," murmuring through the crowd. You hear one of the other high clerics. He says a lot more people have been dreaming about the demons lately. I myself have had a few, though none seem to have dreams as vivid as Mr. Thistletop here. And people kind of chuckle.
I assume I'm close to Jenner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to lean over to him and ask, and I said, I know people are anxious about the war and therefore are afraid of those in the mountain.
Of course.
How are we to tell what are dreams from the jungle and what are dreams of anxiety?
An excellent question, my boy. Always thinking. He says, "Well, you've had dreams from the jungle yourself. You know that there's a feel to it. You can feel the jungle itself whispering in your mind and your heart. Sorry, I thought you had a question. 'Twas a sneeze.
Was a sneeze.
He says, "How did you know when your dreams were from the jungle versus not?"
I am not entirely sure that I do know all the difference every time.
Interesting. Well, I myself, there's a shininess to everything when it's the jungle speaking to me. Now, I mostly receive my visions through dreams. Some of us here receive signs in their day-to-day life. Others receive, images or conversations as they meditate in the pools or in the trees. And others get zonked out of their mind, my boy.
I am familiar with just about all of those. Have you ever had the jungle speak to you through emotion?
Emotion? Do you mean like when, like conjuring feelings within me?
Sure. I mean,
Sometimes I awake from my dreams, my visions, and I'm very moved. I can feel how disappointed the jungle is in all of us for allowing ourselves to become so separated. I feel the fear when I hear of the attacks, when I see demons flying overhead. Is that what you mean?
I will ponder on my meaning further and ask further questions later.
Very thoughtful boy. He says, and if you need, it's mostly reserved for the high clerics, but if you need to get zonked out of your mind,
Is that the official name for it?
This is what we call it.
I have herbs. I have
Are you-
hallucinogenic teas. I
You're
have.
gonna get a special spell
I
called
have.
Slonkin.
I got things to smoke. I got things to eat. He puts a hand on your shoulder. But my boy, if you really want,
If you're going for Zonk Plus,
if you really, really want to just get into that state fast, have it take your whole body and mind and come out a different man, I'm gonna need to put it up your ass. It's perfectly safe, I promise. I'll walk you through it, if that's what you want.
I think I will. I will take you up on the offer for some of the like edibles and whatnot. I'll start there.
Excellent.
And I've never done.
Slow ascent.
I've never tried any of them before. So
One of the clerics says, Jenner, are you talking about enemas again?
it's a daily ritual for him.
And he says, Simon, the boy's gotta learn.
I love the
And,
fact that that's like based on reality.
Right. And Simon says, it's excellent and sacred and should be respected, but man, you gotta chill. You gotta bring it down a little. I need you to lock it in a little bit.
So I'm gonna guess just from that interaction that whatever experience that Jenner had like really changed him, and he wants as many other people to experience this shift as possible.
Absolutely.
Which is why he feels so intensely about it, but he doesn't know how to express it because you have to experience it yourself.
Yeah.
I'm still starting slow.
Another person gets up. It's actually someone you recognize. It is the tabaxi named Rain, who is the mentor to your youngest brother. She gets up. She looks exhausted. And she starts talking about... Well, she gets up and she says, on my walks to my meditations, I saw no birds in the trees. No birds at all. I didn't see them mingling and playing anymore as they used to. I didn't see as... There are still insects around, but they seem more sluggish. They're not the same as they usually are. And I know it is a sign of how alone the jungle must feel without its worshippers. It makes me very sad. And everybody is kind of like, oh, that is sad. Where have the birds gone? Why are the birds leaving? Roll me a nature check real fast.
I was about to ask, is this something I would have noticed too? Because that's like, he's getting substantially quieter. And I spend a lot of time out.
You do.
Well, that was a 1.
All right.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you've been lost in thought recently, you know?
Yeah.
You've probably also noticed that there's not quite as many birds. It's not like an epidemic, but
I'm going to make note to pay attention to it more in the future.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't recollect anything. Like, did she mention, like, how recently she's noticed this? Like, is it just in the last couple of days? Has it been in the last couple of weeks?
weeks.
Weeks? Okay.
And thinking back, you've probably noticed it too.
I was about to say, so what did I not notice on the one? But that's asking, like, that's, yeah,
yeah,
wrong question.
What?
Because it's you can keep
Oh,
going.
sorry.
I'm just whispering back here.
Um,
The dragon's name is Telford.
You-
It's like the nickname is probably gonna be Halsey. Nice.
That seems right.
You hear some of the high clerics sort of whispering to each other further down the line.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to give me a,
We're going to use the other one.
it was an eavesdropping check.
This one is in jail.
Perception, I guess.
Gosh.
You're
Neither of my dice
Bruh.
are happy. That was a 5.
All right.
You're not doing great.
You catch the words "Mother Priestess." That's about it.
But she is not here.
She's not here.
Would I know her even if she was like have I ever seen her?
Huh?
Have I
There
ever
better
seen
be.
her?
You have seen her from a distance
Okay.
a couple of times.
There better be an important character this time.
That is that voice.
Uh-huh.
That should have been your dragon's voice. Scales.
The boy is mine.
The boy is mine. Yeah, you just hear the words "Mother Priestess."
Okay.
You don't hear what else they're talking about. A couple people later, another Aarakocra gets up. This one looks like a toucan.
So not a relative.
Yes, not a relative. You probably know him though. Seen each other a couple times. I don't know if you're buddies. But he gets up and he says, "Now this isn't as obvious or clear as some of the people here have described. It's not a very... What am I trying to say? It's not the clearest vision I've ever had. But I felt the need to share it here today." And he says, "Lately I can feel the doubts of the other territories weighing on me. Even Pantheris, who, like us, actually lives under the jungle's shade. I can feel how they're drifting. Their doubts are like a blanket over this forest. And we've visited Panthera so many times, it's disheartening. And you notice that some of the high clerics are looking at each other, including Jenner. Jenner is exchanging glances with the others.
Seem like they're worried about even Panthera's losing faith or something.
Well,
They're
it's
being
just,
an
I
inside
mean,
track.
it's interesting
Perhaps.
partially because we've, like, Jenner and I have been to Pantheris on several, like, acolyte
Escapades.
missions, right, in the last in the last 3 years, 3 to 4 years, we've been gone 3.5 of them, so there's a lot of time has been spent, even just from what I'm aware of. Might I do an insight check into
Please
what this
do.
dude? 10. It's going up slowly, but
You're just revving up.
You can see that they don't look surprised by this news. They look a little bit surprised that it's coming from this guy.
okay.
But none of them look surprised. You hear Jenner whispering with one of the other high clerics. And he says, well, should we make an announcement? It seems if not one, but two, and if one of them's the high priestess, the mother priestess.
The mother priestess smokes a lot of weed, and then she becomes the high priestess.
There's only one way to get the high priestess. Or get the priestess high, rather. One of the high clerics from further down the line stands up, and he says, thank you for your visions today. With this... Oh, what's that guy's name? I don't think I have a name for this poor dude. It was Toucan.
Toucan Samuel.
One can.
One can. Blue skidoo, you can too. Whatever it is. He says, what Rook has shared today reminds me of something that the Mother Priestess shared with us just this morning. And a ripple of shock goes through the whole place, the whole canopy. And he says, the Mother Priestess has had similar visions, and we believe that it is time to speak with Pantheris once again. What's so funny? And Jenner says, well, I have been to Pantheris before, as has my acolyte, crew, Harpia. He says, we have met with the eldest Tuka before. He's quite familiar with us. If anyone should go and speak to them again, we would be excellent candidates. And then he turns to you, crew, and he says, if you wish. You are getting older, you are making excellent progress with your training. You will be a full cleric in no time, I'm sure, and I believe you should be given the choice this time.
I have to decide right this instant, or
I mean, I guess not. If you want to wait. Jenner says, I'm going to meet with the Mother Priestess. If you would like to join me.
Yes, that I would be interested in doing.
If you say no,
Well,
I have a feeling the jungle will be sad. By the jungle, I mean the dungeon master.
You say no.
The jungle
will be sad.
master.
I mean me. I will be sad.
The jungle master.
The jungle master. And he stands up and he says, let the meeting continue. But he goes to leave.
Can I make a quick check before anything else happens, just to see if I sense any of that tension or stress on my staff again?
Sure. Roll me an Arcana check.
Things I don't know off the top of my head. Oh, +2. 11.
11? No, you don't.
Okay.
It's a perfectly normal staff. That's like cool and petrified.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get up and follow Jenner.
Okay. Jenner heads deeper into Metropolis.
The consequences of my actions.
He heads down a rope bridge situation away from this meeting area. And you haven't been inside, but you know that the Mother Priestess lives inside of one of the trees. There's a big, like, burl in it. Like a big twisted part of the tree that has been hollowed out. And this is where the Mother Priestess resides. And it takes a little bit, like, you could just fly straight there. Jenner cannot.
Mm-hmm.
He got no wings. But he is pretty fast. He's a little lizard guy. So
Jesus.
He's Jesus. He scurries along the rope bridges, down. There's probably like bridges, and then there's just ropes that people can also just climb on. Like lizard folk specifically are very good at just climbing on.
So as we're flying over, or as I'm flying, like gliding right kind of above and next to him and whatever, I want to ask Jenner. I said, obviously, I think it's a good idea to go and talk to Pantheris again. Is there a reason that we're thinking of talking specifically with the eldest again? I mean, he was kind and everything, but he didn't seem terribly receptive the last time that we were there. At least he himself
that's just
personally.
A reason to keep on trying, my boy.
Right, but there's also a possibility that others might be more willing to listen.
It's true. And perhaps this time we will traverse the jungle a little bit more. But the eldest Tuka is their leader, and it is respectful to reach out to him first, I suppose.
That's fair. Okay.
I mean,
you
shit,
guys,
I guess.
you
that
guys
seems
make
like a pretty cool thing to do.
you guys make your way down to the tree. The entrance to this burrow has, like moss. What's the word? Is it lichen? Is that what I'm thinking of? Like hanging down.
Yeah.
No, that's like Spanish moss off of trees.
You're talking about where it almost looks like a curtain?
Yeah.
It probably has other names, but lichen is usually well.
I can go with a moss type curtain.
Yeah, I suppose it doesn't actually matter. I looked up curtain moss and I just got curtains that are green. Like regular ass curtains.
And maybe they're made of moss.
Maybe they're made of moss. Yeah, so it's got like leaves and moss and stuff hanging down over the entrance. And Jenner stops and he pauses for a minute, kind of straightens himself up. He licks himself and does like Sin did earlier. And he takes a deep breath. And then he bows to like the curtain and says,
I do the same just because I don't know what else to do.
and he says, Mother Priestess, may we be granted entrance. There's a pause. And then a tiny whisper of a breeze coming from the inside of this tree. And then you hear a voice say...
She's running fans inside.
Yeah, that's it.
She's an artificer.
And then you hear a voice say, enter. And Jenner goes inside.
I follow.
He holds the curtain for you.
Not you. Get the fuck out of here.
Not you. Not the main character. The DM wants to play with herself for a minute. You enter this room. This room is not lit with torches or candles like most other places. It is lit with bioluminescent plants and glowworms. There's moss coated all over the floor. Gives it a nice...
I take some notes on the stuff to talk to my sister about.
It gives it a nice plush, carpeted feel. The room you're in isn't huge. There's like a little seating area where she clearly takes meetings and stuff. And then there's a little rise, and the room keeps going. And that part of the room is curtained off. But it's fairly simple in here. There's not like You see some bookcases. You see some chairs and like a little coffee table situation over there. You see that from the ceiling a bunch of plants and like magic and jungle related religious symbols are hanging from the ceiling. And it's all bathed in this like bluish, greenish glow from all these different plants. And Jenner just stands in the middle of the room and waits. And then the curtain in the back of the room swishes to the side, and the Mother Priestess steps out. And you've seen her from a distance. You knew she was a tall woman with extremely good posture. You never seen her lean on a damn thing.
Not even once.
And you definitely see that now. She is very tall.
Leaning, not even once. Okay.
She's very
Leaning
tall.
is a normal
She
lean.
appears to be elven. She's got very long, delicately pointed ears. Very Lord of the Rings vibes from this woman. Her hair is like long and sleek and braided.
Does she look old, young?
She looks not like super young. She looks very like, middle-aged.
Well, even middle-aged as an elf, I'm gonna have to tell Dasha that this woman's
There's no chance.
Yeah, this woman's outliving her for sure.
As an elf, you're right.
That's
I
rough.
didn't think about that.
I mean, she might step down.
Maybe she
at some point.
retires. Maybe they have a
Maybe they
have a tradition of retiring.
She's not the queen. She's a mother priestess.
She'll retire in another, 200 years.
Right.
Right.
She has perfect posture, standing perfectly straight. She's got her hands like crossed in front of her. She's got very dark hair. She's got dark brown skin. Perfect, flawless. Very symmetrical face. She is wearing... Oh, what are my... So most of the high clerics wear these robe things. Now you live in the jungle and often move through the trees, so they're not actually robes. They're like this shirt thing, like a wrap shirt thing. That's like a dappled green color. It's pretty loose, but it's like cinched at the wrists and stuff.
That's what most of us were.
Yeah,
You
with
look like a Jedi.
brown and green.
Oh, hey.
You look like a Jedi.
A little bit. A little bit. Devoted paladin warriors wear heavy armor painted a mottled gold color.
So mine you said is like a dappled green.
Yes.
Jenner's too.
Yes.
Or is the color based on your rank? So it's basically just like a giant karate ball.
What about the Mother Priestess?
The paladins also have like a symbol.
An emblem.
Yes, an emblem on their chest in the corner of their armor that is an agape eyelash viper mouth.
Okay.
Eyelash viper?
Yeah, you know what those are?
Mm.
They got these eyelash vipers have these ridges above their eyes that are very dramatic.
Amazing.
So of course that's the one that, they put on their armor.
Of course.
The Mother Priestess does wear like full floor-length robes. Very similar to the High Clerics. Cinched around the wrists. It's like this dappled green color. She has a headpiece that goes with it and covers much of her hair.
So we're looking at a picture of an eyelash viper.
Of the sneaky. Her headpiece.
Looks like a dragon.
It does.
Just straight up, looks like a dragon.
Her headpiece is gold, like the paladins. Her robes are green, headpiece is gold. And she has a gold belt thing that is made of metal, it appears, like it's shiny. And it looks like a snake eating its own tail. Very Ouroboros. Ouroboros.
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros!
I need to look at how to say that. I always said it Ouroboros, but I don't know if that's right.
I always hear it Ouroboros.
And she smiles down at the two of you. And she says, Jenner, dear. And he bows again. And says, Mother Priestess, we've come because others have had the same dreams as you about the people in Pantheris drifting from the faith, and I wanted to offer myself, both of us, really, up to go and
You don't
speak,
get a choice.
to go and speak to them again. With your permission, of course. And she looks at him, and she looks at you, and looks back to him, and says, of course. I think that is the right thing to do. I think Pantheris needs our help, once again, and we will provide it. And she says, but it will take you days to get there on foot, and I have a feeling of urgency. There is something coming. I can sense it. I can sense it in the very air. And you look at Jenner. Jenner is, I don't know about Crew. Maybe Crew is too. Jenner is completely wrapped in like everything this woman says. And she says, so she says, I believe this is an urgent emergency. So I also grant you permission to take the mushroom circles. And Jenner says, are you sure?
Oh.
And she says, yes, this matter must be dealt with immediately. 2 of you shouldn't be too much of a cost. So I trust you can handle it.
Do I have any of this sense of urgency?
Roll me an Arcana, Jake. Maybe, maybe not. Who's to say? The dice.
Apparently.
19.
19?
Finally
God
got,
damn!
finally got a decent roll.
You... Okay.
You.
This is what, second, third time? You've heard
Second.
about this?
Oh, about...
This urgency?
Did...
I know Dasha brought it up.
Yeah,
Someone
I think...
else?
I don't think so.
Okay. So second time. That's enough to notice.
Mm-hmm. Second time today.
So, yeah. I think here you kind of pay attention, especially since, unless you count the jungle thing as...
Like I said, I'm getting
what
that
that
feeling.
was.
Do I get a sense of urgency from that as well? I'm like thinking about that too.
So
Obviously-
with a 19,
There could be separate messages coming through too. So
you're sitting here, and it doesn't feel the same as what you felt from the jungle. But you're standing here, and you're actively trying to pay attention to the vibes. What is it that these
Vibes.
people are sensing? And as you sit here,
Sorry.
you kind of realize that, yes, you do. Like, you can feel something. There's a weird anticipation in the air. And it's charged. And you're not sure if it's bad, if it's good. It's just intense anticipation feeling in the air.
okay, so I can feel it, but I don't feel it necessarily as a negative. I feel it as like it's like a neutral anticipation. Interesting. I think it's your dragon.
Everybody's like, hell, some drugs here.
Some dog is here.
Okay.
And Jenner says, of course, Mother Priestess, yes, we'll leave at once. And she nods. She seems pleased with that response. And Jenner goes to leave.
I don't get the sense, like, just me personally, that I'm going to get anything from a conversation with her.
Okay.
So I will probably just leave as well.
Roll me an insight check real fast.
That's a 13. Oh, it's a 15.
15? Okay. As you are going to leave, because you get, like, I don't even know what you'd ask her.
Right.
Um,
I don't know anything about her. It seems to me like everyone else is too nervous to actually really try to communicate with her. So I don't have any idea from any external references what she is like.
As you are going to leave, you do notice, and again, not sure if it's good, not sure if it's bad, but you do notice that she is watching you and, like, doesn't take her eyes off you as you're leaving. And, like, not in the way that, like, she's, just looking at people she's talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was talking to Jenner, and then Jenner turns around to leave, and when she thinks you're not looking, she starts watching you. And then you go. And you kind of feel her eyes on you until the curtain falls shut behind you. So Jenner starts heading back to his home. As you guys are walking, he says, I'm sorry I volunteered you like that. Are you interested in coming along?
I am. I want to see how this plays out.
Excellent! He heads back to his house. Dasha is there. And she's clearly curious about what you guys talked about. Jenner is there to say goodbye to her, but he also, while you're there, he, like, goes and grabs a painted ceramic cup that you've seen him use before.
Mm-hmm.
It's, as far as you know, Dasha made it for him when she was little. And he, like, takes it and puts it in his little bag that he has and says, all right, well, you've never used a mushroom circle. So this is going to be excellent for learning. Dasha, my dear. he wraps her in a hug. And he says, we'll be back soon. Don't get into too much trouble, please.
I say as we're walking, I said, of the two of us, you need to worry about her much less. And you're taking me with you.
He says, exactly, at least I can watch you.
You really should consider taking your daughter on one of these. She is far surpassed me in every way, shape, and form.
He says, oh, it's not allowed. I can't be her mentor. I'm her father.
Well, should find someone who can.
Yes. Dasha turns to you, and she says, well, I guess I'll see ya. Have fun.
I will be in touch as much as possible.
Sick. Does she have... I don't know if she has any long-distance messaging spells.
I mean, I would assume that there's, post.
Messenger pigeons, as we were
Messages, messenger
discussing.
pigeons.
Yeah, exactly.
That cast message. Um,
Or like, at least like extended range. You know?
That'd be very good.
You and Jenner head out. Oh, Dasha says that she'll she'll go visit your parents and stuff.
I
Go
think
see
I
your
appreciate
sister.
that. Yeah, she could use some companionship every once in a while. Some non-plant companionship. She loves plants more than she does people.
She does. So you and Jenner head out. And he takes you. Do I have it marked on the map already? Oh, I don't! First map reveal, guys!
Woohoo! This is the mushroom circle where we're going. Do a bunch of mushrooms and think we travel, but don't actually go anywhere.
He takes you deeper into the forest, not super far out of the city, to that mark.
That is a
The like bug looking mark?
yeah.
There's just not a mushroom symbol.
Oh.
How bullshit is that?
Okay.
So he takes you. You've probably been over here before,
I'm sure.
but you just didn't know that this mushroom circle was here. And he takes you to. And hold on to your butts for this one. A circle of mushrooms.
Like large mushrooms, little mushrooms.
They're pretty little.
They're just.
This is
all
why
around?
you haven't seen this before, probably, because
Okay.
they're stealthy as far as it goes. There are some larger mushrooms, but they're mostly smaller, and they're in this perfect circle with some like thicker grass growing in the middle, which is pretty impressive because not a lot of grass grows here in the deep forest. And now that you know it's here, looking at it, you can sense that it definitely has a magical aura.
Double sixes.
But you can also feel... It's not a... Sinister isn't the right word. But it has this energy to it that makes your stomach drop a little bit. And even Jenner...
Gender.
Even Jenner seems to be bracing himself as he approaches. And he says...
It's like a mischievous
yeah, kind of.
kind of feel.
And he says, "So, crew, this is a mushroom circle.
Oh, mushrooms. Are there others?
There are others. There are not many, but they will take us from here, to where we're going. Because there's another mushroom circle there.
Okay. Portals.
As far as I know, these are the only two, but this jungle has many secrets."
In
Many secrets.
reality, it's like they're at a different place all the time. The real trick is figuring out
So
where
what
they
I'm
are.
hearing is fast travel is unlocked here.
He says, it's very convenient, but there are some...
There's a
things.
price. She said price.
You're not here.
I'm not
Who is
here.
that?
Who is that? Who said that?
He says there are some things you should know about it. One being that once this is used, we cannot use them again for 3 days.
Oh well, I mean we've never gone for less than 6 months, so I'm sure that's fine.
Yes. Just, something to keep in mind if you, I don't know, if you were ever just wandering through the jungle for some reason. But that'll never happen. The
Stares at
second thing,
camera.
and he steps into the circle. And nothing crazy happens, he just steps.
He gets dragged to hell.
I'm gonna
He
say
just steps inside.
if we can only do it once every 3 days, I better jump in with him, otherwise I'm gonna have to fly.
Yes, you step inside too, and he reaches into his bag, and he pulls out the cup.
Okay.
He says the second thing to know about these circles is that one cannot use them without paying a price. Now there's just 2 of us, so the price is not that large, but with these circles, something must be sacrificed.
What type of sacrifice?
He says, well, it can be blood, or discomfort, pain, in some way. Or it can be, and he holds up the cup, kind of sadly, destroying something precious to you.
I tell him.
And he
Wait,
smashes
I was
it
gonna.
on the ground.
I grab his hand as he's about to do it,
What?
and I'm like, save that for later, and I cut my hand.
Okay. Whoa! Okay.
I'm like, I know Dasha gave this to you. She will be crushed.
Blood magic immediately.
Blood magic instantly. You slice your hand.
I slice it, and I'm like holding him. I have my staff in my hand. I run my hand across it, slice it across the top, and just squeeze and drop.
He stares at you.
Oh, yes.
And that was fucking intense, boy.
Classic. Classic cleric maneuver.
Yeah, that's right. Clericy as hell.
That's super
The
clericy.
thick blood.
I don't understand what you
drips
guys are saying.
from your palm and oozes down onto the grass below. As soon as this blood touches the grass, it is pulled from the center of the circle out towards these mushrooms. And as soon as it hits the mushrooms, you see it decompose, but like really fast. It dries and it flakes, and you see these mushrooms pulling it into themselves. And as they do, you see that the mushrooms get like a tiny bit bigger, and like it's literally feeding them in some way. You see these little tiny strands of mycelium poke out of the ground and are like reaching for it, and as it dissolves, they go back underground. You're staring at this, and as you look up, you realize that the world around you is starting to twist and turn and swirl with colors. Bright greens and dark browns and all these different colors. Roll me a perception check.
14.
14. You see all these colors, and you hear something like voices. You can't understand what they are, but it is very similar to what you experienced earlier today. And then all of a sudden, the spinning just starts to slow down and slow down and slow down. The colors disappear. You see trees. You see sunlight drifting through the canopy. And then it slows to a sudden stop. And you are... Should have just unlocked them both. Am I thinking?
We are panthering.
Somewhere near Panthers.
And you are now here. Where the other symbol is.
Okay. Right next to tents.
Yes.
Were those
You
tents there
are-
before?
Yes, they were.
Okay.
Because you have been here before. It is a Pantheran camp. And these mushroom circles are very, very close to it. And you stop. You've arrived. Jenner says, well, he slowly tucks his cup back into his bag. He says, I didn't know you had it in you, boy.
I might surprise you.
Already have. No more, please. And he was stumbling on it.
I quickly cast a Cure Wounds on myself and heal my hand.
Okay, cool. It
Hey.
heals up. Roll me a... Roll me just a wisdom check.
Roll me just straight
I
up
was-
shit.
Or intelligence.
I did this, and then I thought to myself, man, it's a really good thing that this is petrified wood and not regular. I might have a splinter.
Yeah. Be no good.
A wisdom check?
Mm-hmm.
4.
Alright.
I even got a second set of dice out, but
Heal up your hand. It's sparkling new.
The sound of someone who definitely doesn't have a fucked up hand now.
An evil hand. So, unless you have something you want to do, we could jump again.
have I ever seen these type of mushrooms anywhere else in the jungle?
I mean, there are mushrooms
They're
in
just-
the jungle.
But are these specific ones different mushrooms?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
They're just growing in a perfect circle.
Oh no, I don't have anything else to do right now.
Okay.
I guess
So,
I'm giving Jenner a little bit of space and just following him around. I'm like, well, this is a good start to the journey.
so we could stop here, or we could do this next scene and stop after the next scene.
Let's
Something's
do that.
gonna happen
Alright.
in this
Okay.
next scene.
Sure.
I don't know if we're too
Yeah.
sleepy,
No, go
I'm
for it.
sleepy, but it's okay.
but it is good. If I can entice you, it is good.
Go for it.
So, I guess we could. Did you want to do a scene where you talk to this other council person, Enza? Or do you just want to, like, summarize what may have been discussed? Do you have a plan you want to just do?
Roleplay it. Talk to her.
But I'm sleepy.
I mean, maybe your character is talking
Um,
to her while sleeping.
If I can get a little bit railroady and meta on set today.
Sure.
The important part is that you get there.
That's true. That's true. So I mean, probably
Yes.
we can just summarize, like, basically all the stuff that I said to Bird and what was not Haven,
Harkin.
Harkin. Basically everything that I said to Bird and Harkin is like the kind of stuff that I would say to her, like, this doesn't make sense. Is there more stuff that we don't know about? Even if she won't tell me what it is,
Oh, that's right. You were gonna ask her something about that.
Mm-hmm.
She is vague. Like she clearly doesn't. She doesn't agree with what her other fellow council members are doing, but she doesn't want to just like spill the beans on other secrets.
Right.
Not secrets. They're secrets.
You're supposed to be that there are secrets.
It's like,
She does allude that you're running out of space.
Sure.
More people, because they're very careful about who goes outside when.
Mhm.
And with all these people being not trapped, with all these people being inside together all the time, more of them are getting sick. Which is thus the quarantining and stuff, just from the yellow fever outbreak, not new stuff.
Should really look into their mosquitoes. Check all their standing water.
And more people means food is like an issue.
Mhm.
But she does say that, and she gets very whispery.
Mm-hmm.
But she says, I don't know why I probably shouldn't tell you this. But
But I'm gonna tell you.
Ears pricked.
some of the council members, not myself, but, you know, some of them have been having nightmares. Have you told people?
Are you going
I
to
feel-
tell the person you're talking to?
Well, maybe after I'm gonna listen to what she says first.
Okay.
But like, I feel like I would have told like my family.
Okay.
I'm not sure that I would have told Suffocato if she's has such a tendency to be
Probably
freaking
not.
out, you know.
Yeah.
Okay,
So she wouldn't know.
Right.
Enzo wouldn't know.
probably not.
She says, but some of the council members, not myself, have been having dreams, nightmares specifically. And normally I don't really put much trust into that kind of thing, but apparently it's been almost every night for months. And they just, the more they talk about it, the more I start to wonder if I'm having nightmares, but I just can't remember.
What kind of dreams? Dreams about what?
They say that in dreams something's coming. They can they sense this force crawling at them through the jungle. And I don't know, maybe it's bullshit, but I think it's got everyone kind of nervous. I don't really think that killing the other leaders is the best way to deal with that, but I don't know if they'll listen to us if we try diplomacy either.
It's just one of those things. It's a lot more permanent than the others. One
That's
of those
true.
things, if you try it and it doesn't work, you can always do the other one. But not so much the other way around.
It's true. I've brought up something like that, and they seem convinced that if we go to talk to Pantheris, that they'll kill us. If we go to talk to Manteca, then the general will have us thrown off the mountains or eaten by her dragons.
The general sounds so cool.
What?
I mean, don't worry about it.
Bird's like, ugh. Buries his face in his hand. Sam, can you not keep it?
How long have they had this plan in the works? Like, they
Well,
don't seem very prepared for it, is the weird thing.
it's been fairly recent. I think the nightmares have been getting worse lately. So they want to do something about it. I get it. I just don't have a great feeling about this plan.
Yeah, me neither.
So, do you think? What were your options? You were talking about
So
splitting off.
I think that we should go with the group and try to sort of talk them into trying the other things first. And if it seems like we're not rolling good on that maybe we should sneak away early or something.
We should split
Okay.
the party.
Then we're gonna fast forward.
We-
We're gonna fast forward to the next day. The new meeting between Pantheris and Manteca, they've heard from their spies, is taking place tonight. So they spend the whole day getting ready. They're planning their routes. They're planning
routes.
their routes. They're planning their...
They're planning their routes. They're planning their routes.
Yep, they're
Two
planning
different
their
things.
routes and routes. And they're, getting all armored up. And then evening comes. And they are getting ready to head out. We could do, 3 perception checks. Like above a 10 to below a 10 situation.
Okay.
Perception or persuasion?
Persuasion. Did I say perception?
You said perception.
So embarrassing.
What is it again? I love doing this when I.
And the one character with a bad charisma.
Well, that's a dirty 20.
Noise.
5. And that's 17.
Nice. So, how do you convince people to like chill?
I mean, I definitely say the thing about, we can try one thing, and if
That's
it doesn't
true.
work, we can always do the other thing,
That goes over.
but not in the other order.
That goes over pretty well with most people.
And then,
So none of the council members are here,
right, it's right.
so they all just kind of the main guy. What was his name?
The captain?
Did I write it down?
Yeah, I didn't write it down either. 'Cause I'm a fool.
Darrow.
Darrow something.
Darrow.
D-Dog.
Darrow.
Darrow. He's kind of technically the one in charge, the one to
Right.
convince.
So, talking to him, I'm going to say to him, Captain, you're the one who taught me, because I've definitely, trained with him and stuff. So you're the one who taught me that it's important to have all the information that you can, all the intel that you can when you're, making a move.
Mhm.
And that the plan changes. The plan is very fluid. Because when you actually get there, things are never how you thought they would be. So I think we should see if we can figure out what's really going on, why they're meeting, all this other stuff. Maybe even, volunteer some, diplomacy. Because that would be a great position for Scarp.
He says, "Damn it, you're right." And yeah, so you guys are gonna go do some spying
Sweet.
on the meeting. Now, you and Jenner arrive at
The town.
the camp. Yeah. This camp isn't always like the main camp, but it is the one that the mushroom circle is next to. But conveniently, the eldest Tuca is here as well. And as you guys enter the camp, Pantheris is pretty friendly with Canopria, and some of them know you from past times you guys have been here, so they let you in, bring you into the camp.
This was the one that we spent the 3 years at, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of people know you.
So when we were here
Some of the
last
kids
time,
recognize you.
there had been some pretty significant battles and other things here, plus some issues with fire and food growth and various things. So we spent 3 years not doing a lot of actually preaching, but rebuilding the town with the people there.
And then the eldest Tuca comes out of his tent, and he sees you guys, and he says, "Jenner! Crew, it's so good to see you." Roll me an insight check.
I'm gonna say I feel like I would have set up a funny little handshake with this guy that I want to do with him. Insight check.
Mhm.
That's a 16.
16.
We're just not so good to see you.
If there was a kingdom of liars, this guy would be its king. He is not happy to see you guys. He's not hostile, but he's These two again.
These two at this time.
And yes, you also notice that he looks quite tense. And you see that a lot of people around the camp are sharpening their blades, they're gathering arrows, they're shining and polishing their armor. They look like they're getting ready for something.
Is he addressed? Do we actually say the full eldest Tuca, or do we just call him the eldest, or like what's his title?
I mean, his title is eldest.
His name is Tuca.
His name is Tuca.
T-Dog.
T-Dog.
All right.
Assume he's like an elf or something.
He is... He's a human, actually. As far as...
I think that Jenner has not started talking already because he's still a little shaken from the trip. And I'm like, eldest Tuca, thank you for your hospitality.
Of course.
We were bidden to come and visit by the mother priestess, but it appears that we may have come at a bit of an inconvenient time.
Inconvenient is a word you could use to describe your timing. And
What are you preparing for?
A perception check. Not a perception, a persuasion. Because he kind of hesitates to spill the beans.
8.
8?
I mean, he doesn't particularly like you, so it does kind of make sense.
That's true. He says, we are preparing for an important meeting tonight.
Among your people?
Among people.
I don't want to be a burden. Is there anything that we can do to help to make it a more comfortable experience for everyone?
As you say that, Jenner rests a hand on your shoulder, and you feel his fingers tighten a little bit. And he moves a step ahead of you, and he says, "A meeting with who, eldest?"
He rolled better instead.
And Tuca doesn't answer. And Jenner just stares at him for a minute, and then he says, "I cannot recommend meeting with demon riders, sir." And somebody else in the camp actually is like, "I gotta agree with the Canoprian, Tuca." And Tuca like waves him off.
I actually pulled Jenner back just a little bit.
It's just a lot of grabbing boys.
Well, I actually, or like step along to the side. I said, "Do not even those that dwell in the mountains deserve the shade of the jungle? Why are we so hostile towards them suddenly?"
Okay, roll me persuasion with advantage, because that was really good. That's like exactly what
20.
20.
A needs to be cleaned 20.
It needs to be cleaned. 20. Jenner goes stiff.
Unpolished.
An unpolished 20.
Ooh, I like that.
Jenner goes stiff. But damn it, if that isn't all his buzzwords. So he slowly takes a deep breath and settles himself and says, "My apologies."
I've lost my temper.
He says, "Eldest Tuca, if you are in fact meeting with the
Mountain dwellers.
Montekans. Please allow myself and my acolyte to join you for your protection and support.
Also, as a neutral party.
Also that.
They sound so neutral.
Someone is. Someone's a neutral party.
And Eldest Tuca kind of eyes you both for a second, and then he says, "All right, yes, all right. That may help, actually." Good, says Jenner.
I assumed from the voice change.
I have an odd request. I don't know if it would be possible, but to make it look like this is a meeting of everyone, is it possible to get anyone from Scarp here as well?
Why you should say that?
I mean, the reason
says it's not a meeting of everyone.
It is now.
You emerge from the leaves. He says it's not a meeting of everyone, though. If it goes well, I suppose we shall speak to Scarp too.
I made a second one.
I'm listening in the in the bushes.
And you notice as he says that, he does kind of. I won't make you roll an insight check because he doesn't hide it very well, but he does look kind of hopeful at the idea of this meeting going well.
Okay.
Even if, from what you can tell, everyone else in this camp hates the idea of him going to talk to General Dracus.
You don't know if they're going directly to the general.
What preparations can we help with?
He gives you probably some stuff to do. You guys do that, unless there's something else you want to do in this scene.
Is it just right here in this like little camp? Is this
Yeah.
where the meeting is going to be taking place?
No.
I
We're
assume
gonna
you're
go
like
meet
they're like
closer to the
prepping.
edge of the jungle.
I assume
Closer to
they're-
Scarp.
Yes.
Okay.
Easier to find people.
But you know, there's not very many of them. The likelihood of us even being spotted is low. So many eyes.
The entirety of Scarf.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I imagine you're like helping.
Was
like,
that the
pack
scene?
things and stuff.
That was the scene.
Yeah.
That was a good one, right?
I'll spend the rest of the day kind of going around through the town, like fist bumping a bunch of people
Okay.
that I got to know while I was there.
Okay.
Just checking to
so,
see how people have gotten, how things have been since we left.
You are in fact their brother in Christ.
Okay, so we're gonna fast forward some again. To that night. The peace meeting. Some stuff that everybody knows. The Scarpish know the location of this meeting. The spies informed them of it. You guys enter the area and you spread out. You hide yourselves very well. I won't make you roll a stealth check yet.
You had plenty of time.
You had lots of time to do it.
I know I don't know any of this, but is it actually possible that the spy is the general? The reason I say that,
Spy.
her husband was killed recently. She wants to start a full all-out war. She wants to die because she's unhappy herself. So she arranged the whole thing, asked the Scarp people to come in, essentially set up this whole thing to kill herself, start the war, massive revenge.
I don't think so.
Just throwing it out
But
there. It's a
it's
possibility.
Right? It's possible.
You're probably near
But my
Bird.
character's ignorant of all of this.
You're near Harkin, who has smoke bombs, in case you want to use them.
Okay.
Either to get away or to do something more sinister. And you are near a gnome named Whistle. He's also there. You, Scales, and General Drakus both fly down on your dragons.
Silver and white, I would imagine.
Silver and white. She specifically picked Lingrid because she didn't want a fiery dragon around to be extra threatening. Both of the dragons are extremely tense.
Also, Lingrid is the one that mentioned the all-out war, so...
Yes.
I am.
Drakus instructs them both to stay back a ways from the tree line. And neither of them are thrilled about that.
My eyes are wide. I don't see them as demons. I think they are fascinating creatures that I want to know more about.
That makes
Yes,
two of you.
they're very, very majestic.
Yeah, even if they're not invisible in the clearing, you definitely heard them.
Oh, yeah.
They're not exactly stealthy creatures.
I mean, I'm sure I saw them coming in.
Yeah.
So
Helsindrog says, not quietly, as you guys are dismounting and are heading towards the trees, as you say goodbye, not goodbye, as you instruct them to wait where they are and not be scary and threatening. Helsindrog, well, Lingrid is like, you have to be careful, okay? And Drakus is like, I know. And Helsindrog says, I was gonna say a hair on your head, but you don't, you're a snake.
Scale on your tail.
Yeah, she
have no toes.
says, if they harm a scale on your tail, I will rip their spines from their bodies and use it as kindling to light the jungle ablaze. And Dragus says, enough. Stop.
We won't be needing that.
Does peace mean nothing to you? Yes.
No. Yes. No.
And you guys head towards the trees. Eldest Tuka, Jenner, and you are already waiting. You saw them arrive. You know it is just you two and Eldest Tuka in this little clearing. You know there are lots of Pantherans hiding around. Just kind of waiting, just to make sure. None of them are happy that there are dragons here. As they approach, you see Drakus's face twist in unhidden, just full-on disgust when she sees you and Jenner with the eldest. Roll me an insight check. DC 18.
oh gosh,
It's a bit of an inside check.
insight, huh?
The rest of you can too, I suppose, if you would like. If you think you're looking at this dude.
Boom!
That's fine.
That's
Did you just
20.
get a nat 20? Never mind, don't bother.
Alright, then.
Unless you really want to.
Finally.
13 for me.
13? Alright, you don't notice anything?
Alright. Hold on. Insight. Mediocre. 12 as well.
Well, okay, you don't notice anything either. That's actually pretty perfect. You see that. Eldest Tuka eyes them both. His eyes, of course, linger on the general. And he keeps his face nice and neutral. As they get closer, he sees this snake man that she's with. And for just a second, it is a minuscule amount of movement on his face. For just a second, his eyebrows pop up, his mouth does a weird, open-close thing, and he looks terrified to see that this snake guy is with her. And then he locks in again.
Mm.
I can't believe you got a nat 20 for that. Woo!
Excellent.
Came at the
Jenner
right
isn't
time.
happy to see the dragons are here. Where you guys are hidden in the trees, Bird is not happy to see that there are so many damn people here. Because you guys can probably see the Pantherans hidden around too.
You at least heard him getting into the position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Kind of quietly shuffled out of that way so they didn't see you. So, nobody is happy in this scene. General Dracus says, Eldest Tuca. And he says, General.
General Kenobi.
And she jerks her head towards you two
Mhm.
and says, I don't remember inviting the fanatics. And you, Jenner doesn't even like make a sound, but you hear him like inflate with rage. His face goes bright red. He literally like puffs up a little bit. He's a lizard. He probably literally does a little bit. And he says, they are my guests. And they wanted to meet the great general. I wasn't going to refuse them the opportunity. He says, I didn't know you were going to bring so many dragons. And she
Considering
says,
how many you have, 2 is not that many.
she says, 2 people, 2 dragons. And he says, can't fit on one.
Dragons aren't too happy when
Zen
their
doesn't
people
quite-
leave.
Zen doesn't quite laugh out loud, but that's just because she's been well trained. She's like, it's really funny.
Dragons aren't happy when their people leave. He looks at you for just a second and then looks back to
I find
General
that
Dracus.
comment incredibly interesting.
okay.
Well, while having 2 dragons nearby might be terrifying, having a pissed off dragon come in mid-fight is worse.
He says, he moves a little bit closer to Dracus, and he says, is your dog threatening me, General? And, she leans a little closer and says, obviously. Are you too stupid to notice?
I'm going to just interject. I'm like, my understanding that this was a meeting to discuss peace.
This is news to you.
This is news to me.
Because you have bad spies, apparently.
Apparently.
Bird
I,
kind of looks at you. He's like, interesting.
I try to see if I can catch the captain's eye. I can't, but because I'm like,
Jenner adds, if peace can be had with demon riders.
I'm actually going to get a little heated at this point, and I'm going to say, if you can't stop making comments like that, you are going to have to leave because you will not be helping here.
Okay. Dracus laughs. And she says, the small bird fanatic is right. This is supposed to be a peaceful meeting, as close as that can be. And she kind of fidgets for a second, and then she says, with over 30 of your men hiding in the trees, and Tuka says, We don't trust you. What do you want me to say?
Well, at least
I do.
I'm feeling this mutual.
To be fair, your 2 dragons could easily overpower all 30 of their men.
Yes, we could!
She's now.
Jesus. If you glance over your shoulder, Helsendrag is just like sprinting circles around Lingrid, who's just sitting there watching what's happening with like a greyhound's level of intensity.
Right.
And Drakus turns to Tuka and says, hilarious jokes aside, I want the fighting to stop. And he looks a little incredulous and says, you want the fighting to stop. If you wanted the fighting to stop, the fighting could have stopped years ago. And she says, Monteca is not the one kidnapping people and burning fields to the ground. And he says, burning fields to the ground. What about burning forests to the ground? What about killing hundreds of helpless people in camps? And they start to go back and forth. It seems that, like, no one can remember how this thing started between them. There's always been Monteca did something, and then Pantheris did something, because Monteca did something, because Pantheris did something. And it just keeps going. Where you are hidden in the trees, Sen, you can see one of the Pantherans a couple branches lower than you. He does not realize you're there.
So embarrassing. So embarrassing.
And he starts reaching for his weapon at his hip, very slowly, and he seems to be getting ready to jump down there if things get any more heated. Jenner starts trying to interject and tell the two of them to stop. Tuka snaps at him to stay out of it, and Jenner's like, oh! You guys hear growling start up behind you as the dragons are like getting more concerned.
How far below me is this guy?
He's like 5 feet. He's not very far.
He's like 5 feet below me? Like, within
Grappling
reach?
range.
Potentially. Especially if you want to drop down on him or something.
Well, I would like to just be within reach.
To do what?
Because...
I'd love some more details.
Because what I would like to do is...
You're gonna banish him?
is stab him with an arrow and banish him.
Amazing. I'll allow it.
Okay. So I guess, is that a melee attack?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I'm using it like
a dagger.
Like a dagger?
Which would also make it probably versatile. So you can also use
What are you doing during this?
Roll me a perception check first of all. But yeah, also.
Me too. Is that what you said?
You
Just
can,
him.
sure. Mainly him, but you can too.
11.
7.
Okay, 11 is good enough. You're sitting here, the two of them are arguing immediately. You see the lizard folk, Canoprian, trying to interject. What are you doing? What does he see you doing?
What does he see me doing?
Yeah.
I am trying to figure out a way to get everyone to shut up and start over.
Okay.
And I am preparing to cast Shatter 60 feet up in the air.
Okay.
There's a very... I guess I don't know if you have access to it, but
So you
there's
see him-
another second level spell
Oh
that would certainly be a way to reset this all.
You see
The calm
him,
emotions? I don't
you
have
see
that.
him starting to cast a spell. You don't necessarily know what it is.
Okay.
Are you attacking? Are you
I
doing
did
this?
look just a second ago to see if I had it in my
try
right. I
to
did not.
stab this guy
Yeah.
below me with an arrow.
With your perception check, over his shoulder, you see a Pantheran. A Pantheran warrior that is certainly not supposed to be here. Waiting in the shadows, and you see that they have got their weapon drawn and are intently watching what is happening.
So that's 13 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
Okay.
The shadow
I-
realm.
So he has to make
I
a.
don't have a D2 back here. I need someone to roll me a D2.
We've got so many D2.
I
This
need a-
the nice part about the
Chunk
mushroom
you.
D2 is you can actually roll it.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
It's thick enough to actually be rolled.
That's true.
It's like round almost.
Mhm.
He takes 6 piercing damage,
Okay.
And
and he
it's
needs to do a charisma saving throw. Charisma? Yeah, I guess so.
You have to
Oh,
negotiate.
baby, that's a 2.
He does not make it. He is banished
Okay.
to the Feywild.
You're preparing to cast a spell. You're jumping on this guy. What's like your plan? We're not doing the thing yet. Like, what's the plan? What's the intention?
I'd probably be attempting to grab Dracus
Okay.
and like pull her back, if not do something more.
Okay. So all of you begin to jump into motion. And as you descend on this Pantheran, as you start
He hears a
doing
creak.
whatever you need to do.
Starts to look up, and it's too late.
as you
I'm like lifting my hand up. I'm gonna just shoot this thing straight up into
as
the air.
you're like doing the somatic for movement,
Yeah.
as you're doing the somatic components for this spell, as you are picking up that danger is about to danger is
imminent.
present, and you're sort of moving to grab the general. All of you collapse. I specifically say to your knees, but one of you is like mid-flight at the moment.
Yeah.
Also, I don't have knees.
Also,
Well, I'm not really mid-foot. I'm on top of him, and then he disappears. Because that worked,
okay,
right?
yeah.
So he disappeared, so I'm on the branch, but,
On your knees now. You're on
Yeah,
your knees
so
on the
he's
ground.
like
On branch.
mid-disappearing. All of you are slammed with this splitting headache and these insane images flashing through your head. Every single magic user here is. Right
Dracus?
before... Right? Everybody roll me a perception check real quick. See if you notice
real quick.
some stuff.
Like
16?
5, 16,
15.
I guess
15.
like 7.
7. Okay. All of you crumple under the weight of whatever this is.
Does it
Because
feel?
all 3 of you are magic users.
Does it feel familiar to me? No.
Not exactly.
Okay.
I'll get into it. Actually, I think we should stop before I describe what it is. You see that the eldest Tuka does not fall to his knees, but most of his warriors do. They just collapse out of the trees and
It's
start.
raining.
It's raining men. I don't think Bird has magic, right?
No,
He's just a rogue.
Just a rogue.
Most of the scarps, I imagine, don't. Unless they're like an arcane trickster.
Yeah. But any that do fall out of the trees,
I mean,
gripping their
technically,
heads.
a lot of rangers use a little magic. Right? They cast like Hunter's Mark. They do like they use the little mark.
Primarily
They
Hunter's
use
Mark.
right. Most of that.
Beside you,
Oops.
Jenner
Sometimes.
collapses.
Sometimes a few other things depending. But
And you, with the 16, the highest roll, and the one above the DC, you see the General Drakus fall with her hands on her head. And all you hear is the screaming of everyone around you as you are bombarded with a vision. Images flash across your mind. At first, too rapid and chaotic to process. It's like your brain is on fire. Your thoughts crackling and turned to smoke, drifting away until all you can see and think is the flames. And it hurts. It burns in your head. You see the Tosca Valley from like this view. Map view of the Tosca Valley, surrounded by a shifting, impenetrable darkness. The mountains shake and collapse. The jungle engulfed in violent blood-red fire. And a gargantuan shadow looms in the sky, three-headed and uncaring as it watches the destruction of everything in this valley.
Three-headed. Not Tiamat this time.
You see dragons desperately flying for cover that does not exist, wailing towards the blackened sky, screaming. You see people in the valley, screaming adults and children as the flesh is ripped from their bones by the flames. Animals fall from the trees, limp and dead. All you hear is screaming around you. You can feel every second of it, the flesh-melting furnace of the fire, the crack of the mountains crumbling around you, the agony as slowly everyone collapses and burns to death in this entire forest.
Some mountains all the way down.
Even those of you who have experienced visions before have never felt something like this. It is visceral and terrifying. It is the end of the world. My notes are really funny. I have breaking news. Everyone is not okay when the vision fades. And you just sit here in this vision in front of you. It's like you're there. You can feel it. You can see this giant beast.
You can see the beast or just the shadow?
It's like a dark silhouette.
Okay.
But it's there. Just like looming above the valley. And you're
like
listening
bigger
to the
than the mountains,
screams.
like huge, super huge. Okay.
It's like filling the sky. It's three heads like arched over the fire. You can feel the heat. In fact, as the vision slowly fades and you're still writhing in pain, all of you are drenched in sweat like you were actually there. And as soon as you snap out of it, as it slowly fades from you, the images, but like the feeling is still there. You see that everyone who is not a magic user, who did not actually see the vision themselves, is in a panic. We have every Pantheran and Scarpish person that didn't have magic is running around and they're shaking people and they're trying to wake them up and they're trying to pull them to safety. Sen, you are probably actively in Bird's arms as he's like dragging you backwards and he's like, we have to get out of here! You see the eldest Tuka is like fussing over people. Fussing is not the right word. You see the eldest Tuka trying to help people. The general is like recovering pretty quick. She's, realizes that something has happened and so she's trying to like get up and see what's going on. You, Scales, feel a cold snout nosing you in the back. Everything is in chaos. Everyone is running around. There's screaming and shouting and people writhing on the ground, and people trying to drag people away, people trying to get back up in the trees. Nobody knows what is happening. Crew, you realize that in all the chaos, Jenner is no longer right next to you.
Okay.
You can hear his voice somewhere here as he's coming out of it, and he starts like yelling, "What's happening?" Trying to get everyone to calm down and slow down. In this moment, you're sitting here, you're probably still on the ground. Jenner is out of sight. You are out of Jenner's sight. You watch the General Dracus get to her feet. And she reaches down and she helps Helsendrag pull scales up. And you see this too.
Oh, that's right. What was my reaction? How well did I keep my reaction together when I saw him?
I forgot about that!
Or yours?
What do you mean mine?
I forgot about that! Do you think you would have known him on sight? Should we do a roll?
I'm going to say probably, but let me do a deception check to see if I kept it together at all.
Cool.
I was gonna say,
I don't
Sin,
think I've been having the same vision as you, though.
you have not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say in all the chaos, somebody like crashes into Bird.
24. I did really well.
Okay.
That's why we didn't mention it.
That's why.
That's why.
Deception's so good, the DM doesn't know.
Somebody like crashes into Bird and he like lets you go for a second. So you see this too. You see the General Dracus get up and she helps Scales to his
Upright position.
position. And as she's reaching down for him, you both see she has a tattoo around her arm.
I recognize the
And
symbols.
you both recognize that this is the writing that is frequently in the ancient temples you both have been inside. Around her arm. And you see everyone running around. And you both notice that people can't see you. And you both see the general helping this snake man onto their dragons, which are right there. And both of you notice there is a much bigger silver dragon. And there is a smaller, but still large, white dragon. And the white dragon is nosing at the snake man, and somebody runs by in a panic, and she snarls at him as he goes by, and then she looks up at you two and just kind of stares at you two.
Huh.
Can I do an insight check? What kind of staring is this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I do one too?
Yeah, it's not even a very high DC. She's not trying to hide it.
21.
Nice. Jesus, I said it didn't have to be a hide.
14. No, 15.
Okay, this is not an aggressive stare. This is not like her snarling at people as they go by.
This is his dragon.
I was wondering if
This
it
is
was
his
like
dragon.
recognition or...
She does, it's not exactly recognition, but she's looking at you like she knows something about you.
Okay. Just from the sense of this, I'm going to ask her. I don't know about you, but I'm like, should I come with you?
Should you come with her?
I'm asking you permission and everything all in one simple little quick question.
She is like in the middle of like being about to hop onto her dragon. She whips around and looks at you and
The
is
general?
And
Oh wait, the general was the one looking at us?
No, the dragon.
oh no, you were talking to the dragon?
Yeah, I was talking to
Oh,
the
I thought you were
dragon.
talking to the general. The dragon, as you walk over, she like puffs up a little bit protectively in front of her boy. But you also notice that as this guy approaches, she's not like as aggressive as she normally is with everything. And you say,
I walk up and I say, I sincerely mean no harm.
she eyes you over, gives you a sniff, and she says, I do not know the meaning of no harm. But, what was your first part?
I asked,
Should I come with you? She says, whether or not you should join us is up to my scales. And she, like, turns herself so that you could hop on. And, you know, you're also facing this snake man.
Okay.
Who are you?
I am Crew. And I'm going to say, I know you.
Why? Because I imagine I'm still like frazzled.
Oh, very. You probably all are.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah.
going on. What is Sen doing?
You know, the other thing I would thought of as we were coming out of it, the first thing that my character would probably want to be doing is yelling out to everyone that was there in the area, we are not the enemy that we need to be focusing on right now. Like, they're the enemy we need to focus on is not each other.
Mm-hmm.
The jungle has greater threats.
I did not yell that out because I didn't want to cut off the narrative, but that's what my initial thought was. It sounds like no one was really would have been really listening anyway.
That's true.
Actually, what I would say, because I think that would all be weird, I would say I sincerely think I can help.
I'd probably look to the general.
Oh, look to the general? Okay. She's like in the middle of getting on her dragon. And you're like and she's like, what the hell? And like heaves herself up on top of her dragon. And says, take whoever you want, boy, but we have to go.
So, what do you say anything to me?
You're like, you can always push him off.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Halsey has a saddle.
No,
You know what? I can fly next to you guys too.
That's true.
So
That's true. You don't even have to ride. I was gonna say, I would like, for the drama of it all, I would love to do. For the drama of it all, I would love to do a stealth check to sneak up, like, and just like be on her back.
She's licking her tail.
well, I just did
Me when I lick my tail.
That's Helson Drog when she lifts her tail for sure.
So I would love to make a stealth check with advantage because everything's so crazy,
You just want to sneak onto Helson
and
Drog's
sneak onto Helsendrog's back.
back? Okay.
Like not too close behind him, but like sneak onto her back just so that and then say from behind him and be like, hey, I'm a friend of Yak's. Can I come too?
Oh, yes. That's good. Roll me some stealth.
hello, Shmi.
I have stealth. That's so much. It's 23.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And before I do that, I tell Bird, I need you to keep them in line while I'm gone. And he's like, what? And I go, keep everybody in line while I'm gone. Don't assassinate anybody.
you hear him like calling after you. He's like, Sandwich, no! And you slip to the ground. Nobody notices you. Up onto this dragon's back.
I'm like, hey, I'm a friend of Yak's. I helped get him out of the. I helped rescue him. Can I come?
Jesus Christ.
Fantasy Jesus.
Jesus Christ is one of the guys from
Monteca.
Monteca. Just some guy.
He's the guy.
Hard worker. He probably runs the bar.
That the Jesus lizards are named after.
I guess.
Can I come too?
Yeah, dude.
Since you're gonna fly.
Yeah, I'm gonna flap up into the air just a little bit and look back. Can I
The
spot
duality
Jenner?
of man. I just rolled a 1 in it.
Yeah,
Do choose
probably.
moment.
I'm gonna try and get his attention and just yell to him, "The jungle needs me elsewhere. I will be back." And I'm gonna start flying.
Okay.
A lot
He's
has happened.
like
Oh.
helping someone to their feet, and he looks
He's
up
like,
at you,
"What?"
and you're like flying there, and they're like, "The jungle needs me elsewhere."
Love that.
He's thinking back to earlier today when you sliced your palm in front of him, and he's like,
I don't know this
"What does
kid.
my apprentice become?"
He's like, I should have brought my daughter.
I miss Dasha.
Luckily, he still has a mug to remember her.
It's true. The mug is not destroyed.
But he does have to walk all the way back.
He does have to walk all the way back.
You can just wait 3 days.
The dragons. Dracus howls, "Let's go!" And the dragons both whip around and go charging out of the jungle and take off. And like the chaos of it all when you were down in that clearing almost made it feel like things were actually on fire. But as you fly away, there's nothing. There's not even smoke. But you can still see that vision with perfect clarity. You can still hear the screams, and you can still feel the heat in your head and like the flesh melting sensation on your skin.
Yuck.
As the dragons go flying off
Did this
into
vision
the
affect the
cold
dragons?
night.
Seemingly no. Unless they just recovered way faster than us, which is very possible.
No, it did not.
Okay.
But you did see dragons in vision. And yeah, these dragons go flying off into the cold night, up into the mountains, where 2 of you have never been.
Yeah. Also, this is your first time being anywhere near a dragon and now flying on a dragon.
And I'm like,
One.
woo!
It is crazy.
I'm very excited. Bird would not be happy if he were here, but I'm
Bird
excited.
would not be happy. He'd be having the worst time. But that's where we can stop.
Sounds good.
Next time, we'll do a little bit of what happened right after this. But then we're going to have a little time jump. Just a year. So that'll be fun.
A year? Okay.
I mean, yeah. We'll play more first.
Mhm.
But this this vision that you had will heretofore be known as the prophecy of screaming fire. That is what people call it.
Did this affect? I mean, I'm sure we'll find out next time. Like all magic users in the entire jungle.
I guess we'll see.
And when we say people call it that, you mean Canobrians?
Yes.
I guess I guess we'll see how many people it affected, but
Well,
Was that the inciting incident?
It is.
Wow.
That's spooky.